Greetings, Earth people and pool fans out there. Thanks for tuning in again for another exciting episode of King of the Hill, Friday night.
King of the Hill.
And you've just seen our two challenges lag.
Yeah, this is going to be an exciting night.
They both need to figure out the speed of this table, judging by that lag.
They've been practicing for 2 hours.
Well, that didn't do him any good, did it?
So we got Robbie Schmidt challenging Scott Cohen. Robbie's a 6'2" Fargo, and Scott, as you all know, third week, I believe, 6'97", race to 20, 9-ball.
And this is going to be a good match.
Oh, yeah.
I'm excited about this.
Doesn't get much better than this.
If you guys have been watching, Scott has absolutely dominated his first two King of the Hill matches. And now he's got a challenger in Robbie Schmidt. Now, Robbie, no slouch himself, is it? He's
No, I can't beat him.
He just won the 10-ball Masters division at the state championship.
Yeah, he did very well.
And it's the challenger, isn't it, who picks the game? And it looks like Robbie has picked 9-ball.
Yeah, Robbie was practicing 10-ball, and Scott didn't know exactly what he was going to be picking, and he tricked him right at the last second, picked 9-ball.
That's
that's how it goes.
He's to be practicing 10-ball. There we go.
Well, the reason I got was that he couldn't get a tight 10-ball rack, so we might have to look at that. MH.
So right away, breaks the balls.
Yeah, it looks
and he plays
confined.
Well, Robbie played a nice little safety shot there. And this is a jump shot coming up.
Oh, man.
That's good contact.
Yeah, I mean, that was close. Double nippled. Didn't go in.
And incidentally, 2 is my favorite number of nipples.
Well, all I got to tell you is these Mad Apple 7 and 7s are going down great.
Yeah.
I'm glad to be here. Kendall's at the Wisconsin Dells, I believe, the dart tournament?
State dart tournament up in the Dells.
So he's doing his thing out there.
And that's Magnetic Ink, and they're out there working hard printing T-shirts for the dart players.
All right, James Lee says Scott 20, Robbie 7. I don't know about that one, James. I think you're short. David Lee Garcia, let's go. Betting Rodney. Well, I don't know.
What's he saying there? I'll give up Robbie and 6 for $25.
You know, that's between you and James. We're going to let that one slide. 8-ball, 10-ball. Obviously, we're playing 9-ball.
That's right. And hello to Fred Reiner out there. Good evening, Fred.
Number 1 fan. Hey, Fred, how you doing?
Al Jordan, hiya. And Tanya Berenson.
Tanya, you should be playing Friday 10-ball weekly. But thanks for tuning in.
So after a little bit of nip and tuck there, Scott has first open chance here. Let's see if he carries on the way he played last week.
Well, you know, this is the first time he's played rotation. So I think, how many weeks is this? This is Scott's 3rd week.
Scott's 3rd week.
And he played 8-ball. No, he didn't.
No,
he played 8-ball, 10-ball, now 9-ball. So he's got a collection of all 3.
That's right.
I take that back. Mike Flassig, watching in Sherwood. How you doing, Mike?
So his first shot there on the 1-ball didn't go right.
No. He put a ton of draw on it. Seemed like it did what he, I mean, what would you have done there? 2 in the side? I think that's where it goes. Smart. He might have a sliver. Let's go to the overhead.
Yeah, Robbie's having a good old look at this one.
Yeah, I can't tell from here. It looks like he might be able to hit it.
Well, if he can hit it, you would think he would be able to cut it in.
No,
but he is quite tight on the 6-ball there. Okay, so he's lining up his kick shot.
And that will be ball in hand for Scott. Let's see what he does here. Now he has ball in hand, so he can plan this out and just in rotation run these out. If he gets a little wonky on a leave, we'll see if he pulls it back together. The beauty of rotation.
Well, if the last 2 weeks were any indication, he ran out most of the times. He had a good opportunity here, and Robbie's not going to make this easy for him. I know that. But Robbie's going to have to hope that he gets a chance now.
A little bit of 50-yard line here.
Yep. That's good recovery there.
Beautiful. What do you use, a little inside there to keep the cue ball under control, come back for the 5?
Don't know. We'll have to ask him later. Write that down.
Definitely look like left. He used a little inside on that one. Tanya. Yeah, we got it covered. But Sundays, you never know. The Queens match, I believe, is canceled this Sunday. I didn't see a post about it, but I did talk to Kendall. So we will have the Jesters and the Knights normal, 1:30 and 4.
And what happened to the Queens?
I think there was a scheduling conflict. So we're just sliding it over 1 week. Robbie Schmidt, I do remember he was playing with the Zach Marquardt Q. He shoots with a Predator now.
Well, he's played a big draw shot there, but it's going close to the pocket. And there we go. That could be the turning point in this match in the first game.
Wow, what a
winner breaks. Robbie's going to get a chance here.
If that doesn't break the first game jitters, Tanya, I don't know what will. So, back to the question. He does shoot with a Predator and a Revo shaft with a Predator Victory medium tip. Predator BK Rush brake cue and an Air Rush jump cue. What is that, 100% Predator? I believe so. All the way to the tip. No, yeah, even the Revo, yeah.
Who does? You're talking about Robbie.
Yep.
Robbie was playing with a Wheat State, and then he brought a couple. He had two different shafts, and the ferrules were sliding out of them. And needed them glued back in again.
Oh, man, that's no good.
I told him, well, you better not have me do it. Send them back to your buddy over at Wheat State.
Which is now white carbon, I believe.
Well, so Robbie makes a ball on the break. He's got a shot on the one ball. But the question is, what do you do with the two?
Safety.
So Z banks his way backwards and forwards. He'd probably like to be straighter on this two down the rail. What's he doing? Just a thin little snake.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. You know, I mean, he just wants to get a little defensive play going. He's not happy about that. He may have called it off the 7.
Yeah, you don't have to call it a 9 ball, but I think he was playing. I feel like he was playing. Well, there's Zach Marquardt. We can ask him why Robbie's not playing with his cue anymore. Zach Marquardt just walked in the door.
Yeah, all the way from down south. With Pockets, Colin Pockets. Man, the place is packed. We got Little John Fields here. We got Zach Marquardt, Colin Pockets.
They've all come here to watch this match.
I could just keep naming off names, but I'm not. So what do you think here? What are the options on this?
Well, he gave a little grimace there. He's not too happy with that he didn't end up with a nicer shot on this pink 4-ball.
Yeah, this is a little bit tricky.
And if he can't snick this ball in, then he may have to possibly
snick it.
Try and snook him behind the 5. Oh, he can snick it in. Can he?
Would you look at that?
Beautiful shot with a lot of inside spin there.
Yep, used a little bit of right to keep the cue ball under control. Honestly, I might have won.
And that was a bold shot, because that shot, it's easy to lose control of exactly how much you're coming back there.
Especially with the cut.
You're going to do a replay on that afterwards, that little position shot.
Sure will.
Because he could have gone onto the other side of the 6. Left himself more of an angle on that 5.
Got a little wild there with the left. Sliding by the side pocket, keeping it interesting.
He's just going to roll this in gently. No, he's not. Yeah, bash that one in with a little bit of inside spin. So he's really not afraid to give it a little bit more and use inside English.
We'll take a look at that replay.
This is really thin, this shot, and zings off that last rail.
Man, I mean, he didn't hit it real hard. It was amazing the spin kept. We'll let that play one more time.
Yeah, because it's a very thin shot, so to gain control, of course, the thing about the inside spin is it slows the cue ball down. It's really easy to misjudge the angle off that last rail with those inside spin shots.
Well, as we know, Scott is pretty comfortable with this table. And that stroke shot proves it.
Yeah.
Well, Tanya, we'll see you Sunday. Victor, wow, he says. Jeff Cole, evening, boys. How you doing? Thanks for joining. We do appreciate it. If you're over on Facebook, head over to YouTube and subscribe. It helps us 100% more than Facebook. Michael Parker, sounds good. Thanks for the stream. Yeah, I'm real picky about the sound. I try to get the sound right. But you do have to listen to my voice. I do apologize. I heard it's like listening to nails on a chalkboard. But I'll do my best.
Paper 4150 says, good evening, gents, and new cloth on the stream table, question mark? Yes, it is new cloth that we have on there.
Thanks to the Mad Apple Pro Shop.
That's right. Me and my boys put it on.
Yeah, it plays great. Everybody's been fighting to play on the table for every league, every day, every tournament.
Yeah, and the good news is we've just got cloth in for all the other tables.
Oh, really? That's awesome.
Now, I'm not saying we have time on the schedule or the manpower to do it, but we've got the cloth.
We're going to make time.
So we are going to be recovering all of the tables at the Mad Apple.
Yeah, that was due to supply chain issues.
Eventually.
And whatever else, floods.
Well, you're talking about the flood at Simonis Cloth had a flood in Belgium.
Yeah.
And they've been backordered, and we still haven't got our Simonis in.
Oh, okay.
Shouldn't I? It's not going to be Simonis this time.
Well, I didn't say it. You did. What are we going with? Predator? Andy? Championship? Any one of those great cloths.
Championship Tour Edition.
Yeah, that's good stuff. And, you know, these tables get used. So I can't wait.
And that's what's already on the stream table that you're watching. It is Tour Edition. I didn't want to say too much about it. I just wanted to see how the players liked it. And
well, Scott loves it.
Yeah, exactly. He's been playing really well, and his touch and speed control last week showed me that there's not an issue with the cloth.
Yeah, it comes down to the player. You know, they got to adjust. New cloth, old cloth, different styles.
And we were going to go with Andy. We've heard good things about it, but we haven't ever used it or seen it before. And we decided not to do the whole pool hall without really knowing whether it plays the same. We decided to try the Tour Edition on the that was a nice bank shot. Tour Edition on the tournament table here, the arena table.
Well, I'll tell you what, it plays great. 0 complaints. I think we're all just happy to see some nice
This
new
shot here is key. A little thin cut on the 6 ball. I struck that in well.
Yeah, you did. Got a nice friendly bump on the 7.
Yeah.
Can't ask for much more than that.
So the question here is, can he hit it with low left and come back far enough to get past the angle on the 9?
Yeah.
Or do you follow forward
And go short
and
side?
inside English and spin around like that?
Yeah, he chose short side. I mean, honestly, that's probably about as good as you can get. If you tried draw, you'd probably scratch.
It's not a very nice shot on the 8 ball here.
No, but I mean, you got to go with what you get.
Is he just going to snick this one in too? He's good at his little thin cut shots. Oh, what a great shot.
Eagle eye.
Great shot. He's not done yet, though, is he?
No.
There's one ball left, and it's the only one that matters.
This is a clutch rack, too.
So he's got a bank shot here. He's got 2 bank shots on here. And he's probably got 2 potential cut shots, too. He could thin stick it into the side or the corner, but the banks are a little bit straighter.
Yeah, hit it a little bit soft,
Ah,
therefore went a little wide.
That's a shame for the Robbie fans out there.
Yeah.
And he hit that shot very soft. And it can be a little tougher to judge the angle on when you hit him soft like that, because it picks up roll on the 9 ball, and depending on how much, and the speed changes how much it picks up, and so the angle changes according to the speed.
Right.
And that's why a lot of players do have a tendency to bang their bank shots in to bring it to that sort of more consistent angle coming out of the rail.
Well, paper says, is the tour cloth not as fast, or what is the difference? I mean, I believe it's very similar, personally, but MH might know more about the details. I mean, most players don't mind. They didn't even know.
Right, and that's the thing. I didn't make a big noise about it at
Right.
first. And we've had tournaments and leagues and King of the Hill.
So I think
and
it
the
plays
Queens and the
great.
Jesters.
Jeff Jansen says, championship is great cloth. I had it on my old home table. Loved it.
And it seems like it is quick. I mean, just like Simonis. The ball seems to be rolling.
It plays great. There's no complaints from me, and I've played on it for a few hours. Preston, I believe Tommy Lloyd has the Andy felt on his tables at Vibes. Plays great. That's another great cloth manufacturer. I mean, I see Andy everywhere, especially bar tables.
You know, I'd only just heard about it relatively recently.
Well, what they do is kind of unique. They embroider the name of the bar, or I don't know if that's something you can get when you buy it, on the foot rail.
Yeah, I've seen that.
Yeah, it's pretty unique. Only to Andy, as far as I've seen.
Andy does that themselves, do they?
You know, I don't want to bet on that answer, but I would lean and say yes.
I had seen that on a bunch of bar tables out in the Wapaka or that west of Appleton area, and I was wondering who was doing it. I doubt that it was Andy, actually, because I don't think they use Andy cloth on the bar tables. But
Well, I'm not sure. Maybe Preston, do you know? Or anybody out there in Chatland? I've seen it. Any bar table that has Andy cloth always has the embroidery that either says Andy or it has the bar name on it. I always thought it was pretty cool.
that is cool.
It's unique.
Kendall has screen printed logos and names on the rail cloth. We've sold some pool tables here at the Man Apple to legacy brand pool table dealer we are. We had one gentleman who had red cloth, and he was a Badgers fan, and on each rail he had us write a different Badgers or his personal family related thing. So yeah,
That's pretty cool.
screen printing as opposed to embroidering.
Still looks great, though.
Yeah.
I noticed you guys screen print your spots.
Yep, we screen print the spots, so we've got the Mad Apple Pro Shop phone number right on the spots and all the pool tables that we work on.
So Scott's going to work here. He's not wasting any time.
The first attempt at screen printing on pool tablecloth we did, we had a little Valley bar table in the Pro Shop and decided to put green and gold, so green bedcloth and gold rails. I figured, reach out to those Packer fans out there. And
oh, yeah, that'd be cool.
As soon as Kendall saw that, he ran off and he came back and he screen printed a big G right in the center of the cloth, which looked nice, if you like that kind of thing. But it's not really a very good idea from a pool playing point of view because the screen printing has higher friction, and so you can feel it drags across.
Really?
Yeah.
It does change it.
Yeah,
okay.
So then after that, we decided, no, just do it on the rails.
Well, at least try it.
Meanwhile,
now you know.
Scott here has left himself a little challenging shot on the 9-ball.
Yeah, he was cruising.
He's kind of between pockets here. I think he's probably easier in the long corner here. And this is the kind of shot you'd have a choice. You hit it plain or outside English to help it in. And he did use outside left English on that. You could see the cue ball spinning. And some people hit their shot plain, and some people like that outside English just to get rid of the friction. And they say, help it in the pocket, but it really gets rid of the throw.
I mean, it's personal preference. If you like cutting with a little bit of, outside to eliminate the friction, as MH said, I mean, it, after hours and hours of practice, it just becomes pretty normal for you. I've actually tried to stop doing that, but what I find I do now is I hit everything thick because I don't get that, squirt from the right English or the inside or the outside, depending on if you're cutting to the left or right. But
yeah, and it could, obviously you get a little bit of throw too.
Right. Yeah, you get a little throw, you get a little squirt, and then depending on how hard you hit it, I mean, I feel like sometimes that just makes it more difficult. So I've been trying to get rid of English when not needed, and I'm missing a lot more balls.
Huh.
Yeah, it's kind of funny, right? You take the complexity out of the shot and you miss more.
Well, in some ways, adding a little bit of outside English, if you use the same amount, makes it less complex in terms of reducing the friction. And if there's no friction on a shot because the cue ball rolls off the object ball, you take the guesswork out of it, because how are you supposed to know how much friction or how clean the contact point is? That varies, and you get bad contact. So
that's true.
Plain ball hitting is simpler for one reason, and outside English is simpler for a different reason. It's got to be the right amount of spin to match the angle of the shot.
So that one ball went flying. Robbie going for the side pocket.
Oh, look at that shot. That is just quite amazing that he almost got that. Now, he was so close to hitting the two that one wonders, because he had a lot of angle on that one ball, which is why he couldn't hit it soft. Was he trying to make a contact with that two ball there and roll the dice? He would have hit it real hard.
Yeah, I mean, I think he was probably trying to go between the 2 and the 8.
Or was he really playing that shot that he almost did, which is up and down the table out of the corner?
Right.
And if it had been hit a little bit harder, he would have ended up with a nice shot on the two ball.
I mean, he's still got opportunity here. Whether or not he chooses to play defensive.
You probably didn't do a F10.
No, not on that one.
I'd like to watch that shot again. Try and decide what he was doing.
Kendall painted the replay button orange. So anytime you see something cool, count to 3 and hit that orange button.
Hit the orange button. Wow, that was a nice little chip off that shot down to safety.
Pretty good save.
That was really good, yeah.
Jason, thanks for the like. Appreciate it.
Yeah, people talk about Predator cloth too. There's that grey stuff they're using in the matchroom events at the moment. I don't know about Predator cloth. I do know they're not all the same from an installer point of view. Championship Tour Edition stretches easier. And from an installer, it's nicer and you can get a better result and don't have those little strange wrinkles under the rail. And Simonis is the toughest of all the cloths that we've tried to stretch nicely.
Thank you, Todd. Well,
which tells you they're not fundamentally the same thing. You know, there's something different about them.
Slightly different, yeah. After watching, I don't know, what was it, the Mosconi Cup, where they use the Predator, I don't know the model cloth, but I heard it was like really slippery. I'd love to try it. I mean, brand new cloth is slippery on its own. Well, they're going back and forth here with some defense.
Yeah, and I'm sure he was trying to roll up tighter on that 9-ball. It looks like Robbie's going to have to go probably 2 rails, I think.
Hey, Mike Gaines, how you doing?
No, he's going straight at it. He can see it.
Well, I'm not sure. I don't believe he can make the 2 here, but he definitely can hit it. Slide over to the overhead, see if we can get a better picture.
Yeah, and this is the longest he's studied a shot so far. He plays very quickly. He comes up with his solutions.
Yeah, I mean, this is a tough one.
Very quickly here.
What would you do here? I mean, honestly, you don't want to hit the 4 first, right? I mean, that's a foul, so you got to hit the 2, and you got to leave it safe.
Well, what he was considering there, where he was putting his cue, is going rail first, but...
Well, that would be something.
Well, I'm not sure what he was planning there, but I think he's got lucky.
Patrick Glenn, thank you for the share. Yeah, I believe he wanted to leave the cue ball behind the 9, but honestly, between the 3, 8, I think he's sitting okay.
So Robbie's going to come off this thin. Well, that was thin.
He definitely got a hit.
He definitely did. He's left it, though.
He's not going to be happy about that one.
If he can't get through to it directly, he can just use the end rail.
Go rail first?
Yeah, hit this soft and you'll come out nice on the 3.
That's one thing that's always impressed me is Scott's cue ball control.
Yeah, for sure. So he's going to play this in, hopefully clean. Patrick Glynn is looking for some Simonis cloth. He thinks I have some stashed away somewhere. I might have maybe one piece. What size, Patrick, are you looking for? You've got an 8-foot table, don't you? Got a whole bunch of blue Championship Tour Edition. And that's actually the only one we can get in at the moment. Because I did, before we decided to go with that, we did put in an order for Andy cloth. But she told me we're waiting on that too.
Yeah, how long before Simonis is back in action?
Well, they've been back in action for some time. They're producing cloth, but they've just got so much back orders that we still can't get it. But they are producing it, and they're up and running. But Andy cloth was in lockdown because of lockdowns in China or something is the reason she told me. Combination on the 7.
So Andy cloth is made in China?
Well, I don't know. That's just I'm assuming that just because that was the reason cited. And the lady who sells me Andy cloth is the same lady who I get the How tips from.
Yeah. And I do believe How tips are Chinese. I mean, really, the supply chain issue affects everything, all the way down to the pool tables.
So what are we doing here? Follow forward.
Yeah, I mean, he got a little straight on it, so he had to work some magic.
Wow. Does he have that? Was he trying to play between that gap between the 9 and the rail, and he just snicked the 9?
Yeah, it would seem.
And the fact, oh yeah, the overhead shot shows you he doesn't have it. He's going for his jump cue.
You know, that always happens. 1 or 2 balls left on the table, you always get behind
Yeah,
one.
and as jump shots go, this isn't the worst one. He's only jumping the edge of the 9. And the 8 ball is not that far from the pocket.
Well, and his jump percentage has been very high.
Yeah, what a great recovery.
And it was beautiful.
That's right.
With a leave.
Yep.
Thanks, Scott, for the like. If we missed anyone, appreciate it. Feel free to head over to YouTube, subscribe. Helps us out a lot. As always, we do appreciate every one of you that joins and watches. Couldn't do it without you. There'd be no reason.
So, Paper 4150 says, I don't mind anti-cloth, but I'd rather support non-China-based manufacturing.
Well, good luck. Everything's made in China.
Well, they're not all made in China, but are any of them made in America?
That's a good question. I'd probably lean towards no.
Of course, Simonis is Belgium.
All right.
Which, of course, Belgium, an ally of ours.
Yep, and I think that's where, isn't that where most of the cue balls are made?
Yep.
Or the plain balls? Yeah.
Yep, Aramuth and Simonis, I think, are
so Belgium's
somehow
got it going
connected.
on. All the high-end pool stuff's made in Belgium.
And Championship Tour Edition is closer to home. Of course, the company's based in Illinois, but it's actually made in Mexico.
Ah. Well, you know, globalized market. What are you going to do?
I know snooker cloth is made in England out of Australian wool.
Really?
G'day, mate.
Australian wool.
You got all those Australian sheep shearers.
Right.
Australia.
I'd like to see a video on how they make cloth out of wool and sheep. Because this newer cloth, this isn't wool. Right, this has got to be like cotton or synthetic or something.
Australia, the land where men are men and the sheep are nervous.
I want to welcome all of our Australian viewers. Appreciate you. So this table's pretty open if the 3 goes. And it does.
Yeah, he's made some really good recovery shots. He's slipped out of line just a few times here in this match so far, but he's made good recoveries, and it hasn't cost him.
Yeah, you know, he's not worried. He's not scared of a jump, a kick, a bank. He works his way out of it.
And he's not worried about this thin little snick on the 8 ball here.
No, I like that he left himself a nice angle. Naturally come down for the 9 in the upper right. Anything else would be work. And he did. He actually put English on that to pull it further out. Now, personally, I would have just came back down the table with a natural roll. You know, some players play with a lot more English than others. I'm getting my notebook out and taking some notes here.
Good evening to Joe Vermiglia out there, watching the stream. Good to
Hey,
see you,
Joe.
Joe. And we had Joe in the commentary box at least once, didn't we? How many times did you commentate with us, Joe? I know I was in the box once with you.
Yeah, Joe's helping me find a classic vehicle.
Sean Henning wants to know who's playing here. Well, a quick little read of the scoreboard there tells us that it's Robbie Schmidt, local boy. Where is he from? Kokona, is he?
Correct.
And Scott Cohen, who drives in from Antioch,
Illinois.
Illinois.
Yep, he gets a hotel room, and one of the neat things about coming here, you get a hotel room and a gift basket.
Patrick Lynn there's rooting for Robbie. And one might say Robbie's the underdog here, but Robbie plays so well when he gets going. And it is winner breaks. And it's an early in the match. So we're not counting Robbie out.
Well, and age-wise, we got Robbie at 31 and we got Scott at 44. Not a huge difference.
Yeah, Joe, we'll call you next time. We'll call you into the. Joe says he'll commentate again, and we'll be happy to have you.
Anytime, Joe. But only after I get my classic car. Got to dangle the carrot there. Patrick Smith pulling for Robbie. You might have already said that. Scott is a machine, says Chris Oleg. Appreciate you. Got a little squirrely there on the 3.
Yeah, so he's going to have to come up with a good little recovery himself.
Yeah, how do you even do that? I think I might play safe here.
Yeah, that's what he's looking at here. You see where he points his cue behind the 6 ball. So he's looking to just snick off the edge of the 3 ball here.
Leave the 3 behind.
Or is he putting the 3 behind the 6 ball? And he played a beautiful cue ball there behind the 7, which is really the key to that shot.
Right. Crossing the 7, that's not easy. I mean, that's precision.
So it's always tough, isn't it? If you've got a ball to hide behind, you're somehow better off trying to put the cue ball behind it than the object ball behind it. When you're in a teeny little window.
Yeah, and this is tough. I mean, even if you start looking at kicks and jumps, there's not a lot of angles that are hitting the 3 here. Although Scott wastes 0 time.
Yeah. And he doesn't use any system. He's just going with his feel. Makes a good contact. But this is a chance here for Robbie.
Yeah, you can't let Scott get too far ahead.
Well, I am surprised that he didn't really. He's shown us that he doesn't mind thin cutting these balls, and he was close to that one. So there's no doubt in my mind he could have snicked that in if he'd wanted to.
But I think he's okay.
Well, he thought he was going to get behind the 9 and the 8 there.
Which would have been a much better save. But he is behind the 7.
Yeah, he got lucky that the 7 ball saved him.
Thanks, Dan Olson. Appreciate it. Yeah, well, I mean, once you start getting down 3, 4, 5 games, things aren't going your way, you start playing a little more defensive, right? I mean, you need something to snap you out of that.
Yeah, and I'm a little bit surprised, really. I think if he could have taken that shot back, he would have, well, maybe just played the safety better. I mean, it wasn't that tough a target to get behind the 8 and the 9.
Well, and if you made the 3, the 4 is right there.
But unless you have other reasons and you do have a chance to make the ball, I think it's always a shame to play safe and give up a chance to get out.
Well, I'll tell you what, Robbie's excited about this shot.
Yeah, he's got another chance. Now, this cue ball is frozen right on the rail. The 3 ball's frozen on the side rail. So it's going to take some good striking. And if the cue ball wasn't so close on the rail, he'd be playing some kind of stop shot. But that's not an option. Of course, the 4 ball. Where's that cue ball going?
You know, he made a beautiful shot, and he has 0 reward.
He's got a nice little kick shot here. 4 balls close to the side pocket.
It's not over.
So he plumps his cue ball down in the middle of that angle there. Splits the angle. I'll teach him my system for kicking later.
Yeah, you can teach me that. I'd like to know. You don't just feel it?
Well, he makes good hit. Cue ball hangs up in the
Wow.
pocket. I don't think he's corner hooked him, has he?
No, I believe he has a shot, but it's not an easy shot.
Scott's body language will tell us. He's ponderous.
Well, I mean, the issue with this shot is getting on the 5. You know, say you slow roll this in.
Wow.
The tangent line's going right for the bottom right pocket there. I mean, you wouldn't want to scratch. That's game over.
No, and that line he's shown you there, I think he's looking at just rolling this ball in. I don't really think he has too much of a problem getting on the 5. It's not going to be... Oh, okay.
A little bit defensive.
It was, but is that really the plan, to be behind the 7?
I do believe so. I mean, that's now that you brought up where he was pointing his cue, that would have been where the 4 was going.
Yeah. And, of course, may have been given the 9 ball a chance to go in.
Another clutch shot here for Robbie. He's not getting any easy starter shots. And sometimes when you need your confidence to be lifted, you need a good starter shot and you need to finish the rack, break strong, maybe run another rack, and now you're back in action.
Oh, and he plays a nice little masse shot. He was playing a kiss off the 4-8.
No reward.
That's a good hit, but yeah. Opens the door for Scott.
Well, I'll tell you what, we got a full house here for our Friday night 10-ball weekly tournament.
Yeah. So which pocket are you playing this 5 ball into? I mean, it looks like he's straight in the side, but it doesn't...
I'd play a save.
Well, that's why you're not playing the King of the Hill. But,
well, what do you do with the 6? That's
well,
the thing.
if he plays the 5 into the corner, he can get on the 6.
Okay,
but if he likes the combination on the 6-8, which is sort of off angle, he can just roll the 5 ball in the side.
I see where you're going with this, yeah. So you're talking 5 in the corner, come back, 6 in the upper right, go from there.
Yeah.
Yep. You know what? He's changing his plan. He must have heard you.
He's got earphones in, doesn't he?
It is possible that MH is giving some coaching lessons here live.
Now, what's he said? He's just got up from the shot and he's chit-chatting with Robbie.
And Scott does not have headphones in.
I think he... no, I know. I was just kidding. Did he touch those balls? And it's only cue ball fouls, isn't it? Cue ball fouls only.
It is, yep. Cue ball fouls only.
So
the opponent.
I didn't really see that. I don't know if that's what happened, but the way he got up and turned around to Robbie and started talking tells me... Because he's got difficult bridging there. Look at that. He's just... Oh, wow. There you go. I just got a replay on that. How hard did he hit that shot into the side pocket?
You know...
usually at that angle, you like to baby those in.
That was a very unique shot.
That really was. I didn't see that one at all. To punch it in like that and draw back and get the 6 into the other side pocket.
I would never have guessed.
With difficult bridging.
Thanks, Patrick. Thanks for stating the obvious. And for the record, I'm filling in for Kendall Quickfire Cook because he is at the, Worldwide Dart Championship in Wisconsin Dells.
Oh, okay. Will McWhirter, who obviously knows Scott, says that he's got a hurt shoulder at the moment, and that he was sort of shaking his arm like he was hurt. So,
yeah, I do believe he had bicep surgery.
Oh wow,
yeah, but he's still playing great, no matter what the surgeries, what the injuries, time off the table. I mean, week after week, Scott has proven that he can get the job done.
Thomas Wolczewski is saying foul, but it's cue ball fouls only. I feel like he actually did it twice. He got down and up and talked to Robbie twice. He pushed the 8, yeah. And for some reason in the rules, in 9 ball, a lot of places, including, I guess, obviously here, it's not a foul to touch an object ball.
No, I mean, we're not pros here. what would that be, like 750, 800 and up? I mean,
It
we're just
seems-
cue ball foul only is the rule
Seems
set.
weird, though, isn't it? And that means what Robbie would have the choice to move it back if it moved at all.
Yeah. Yeah, and that rule is confusing for a lot of players. A lot of people think, oh, I bumped the ball. Let me just hurry up and move it back. Well, now it's ball in hand because you touched it twice. The opponent has the option to move it back.
You always have to just turn around and ask the opponent what he wants to do. Meanwhile, Scott takes down another rack.
Another rack. 6-1 in a race to 20. 9-ball. King of the Hill. Mad Apple Burger and Billiard in Appleton, Wisconsin.
Now, Eric Lundgren says he bumped the 8 with the bridge hand, yeah. And then he says his shoulder is healed up. But he was shaking his arm. I've seen him do that a couple of times now.
Right. I mean, once you have an injury like that, I believe it was a disconnected bicep. I mean, how painful would that be?
Wow. You'd think that'd have an impact on his shooting hand or his bridge hand?
Shooting. So the breaking arm, right? The right hand. I believe he's right-handed.
Yeah, you'd think that would have an impact on your game, wouldn't you?
I mean, I know pool players that have overcome more than that, but I mean that is a challenge.
Yeah. So he played a push out, and Robbie is not going to give this one back because he's left a little edge there. Robbie is giving this one back, and I'm actually surprised by that because both Robbie and Scott jump well. And I've seen Robbie play a lot of good jump shots, and Robbie may just regret giving this one back because we've seen Scott already jump balls in, won this match and previous matches.
Derek Justin, oh man,
yeah,
appreciate the like, Derek.
Robbie's going to feel ill over that.
Yeah, I think what Robbie was trying to do is just change the tide here. He was trying to let something else happen. Let's see if he gets a good starter shot, and he did not.
But he needs to play bold, aggressive, like we've seen him do before.
Well, it's tough to do. You get a little nervous. Things aren't rolling your way. You start to get a little timid. You start to play more defensive. How do you snap yourself out of that?
Yeah. James McCauley says he talked to Scott earlier, and his arm is bothering him, he says.
Well, hopefully it's not all this winning. He does have a free hotel room that is connected. One of our sponsors, the Clarion, and there is a hot tub. So maybe you should talk Scott into soaking in the hot tub for a couple hours after the match.
Yeah, and poor old Robbie here is looking skyward and shaking his head and thinking, how did I deserve this? Because he's in a bit of a predicament here. The 1-9 is hanging. You really do not want to give him ball in hand. And in order not to give him ball in hand, he is going to have to make contact with the 1 because that's the rules. So how's he going to do that?
It's going to be very tricky. Patrick, I do believe you're right. The 4th week. Didn't he play Duncan Kaufman? That would have been the game I'm missing. So this may very well be Scott Cohen's 4th week. Joseph. Redman.
Evening, Redman. Okay, he's going 1, 2. Yeah, and there are so many balls down there.
Well, Joseph Russo says Scott is a complainer. And surprised he doesn't have 2 gloves on.
Now, interesting on that shot, Robbie disturbed the balls, and Scott saying, I don't care, I'm still shooting the 197 and hang the 9.
This is interesting.
Look at that shot. That's a great shot.
Wow.
Yeah, he's playing phenomenally.
Thank you, Andrew, for the share. Do appreciate it. Anyone on Facebook, please head over to YouTube and like and subscribe. It helps us a lot more. We get the word out on Facebook, but YouTube is where you're going to get the best quality. You're going to have the ability to rewind, cast it to your big screen TV, and it helps us out a ton. We do appreciate it. Thanks, everyone, for joining.
So, Chris, are we going to watch this whole match on Top View?
Yes.
And by that, You mean there you go.
Well, I think I went a little view switch crazy for the first half, so I'm trying to kind of leave her ride for a while.
Yeah, you can't see the score that way.
It's a secret.
So now we are 7-1 in a race to 20. The scoreline is reminiscent of Scott's other matches.
Well, I see Jason Blom right outside the commentator's booth here. Always complaining about something.
And a big hello to Redmond's daughter, Nova. Hi there, Nova. Glad you're enjoying it.
Oh, that was from Kendall. I see. Hey, I was switching it. Kendall.
And it is tempting, isn't it, to change the view a lot and to be bumping backwards and forwards.
Yeah, there is too much, but you do need to, especially after the money ball's in, switch back to the scoreboard. Appreciate the reminder.
Okay.
So, Kendall, are you still at the Dells, or are you on your way back watching on your phone? Maybe hit a water park while you're out there?
So Robbie fans out there rooting for him to run out here. He's got a chance at the table. Let's see what he does with it.
Beautiful. That was a great shot.
No, he's acting like he doesn't like it, but it seems
well, the angle's off, but
Oh,
he did come back.
It didn't quite get past that line, did he?
So what do you think? Tons of top left?
Yeah, I mean, if he's dead straight, you can't even do that, but it would cheat the pocket a little bit.
Man, I think he might be, just
well,
on
then
the
you
wrong
just, you
side
just
of it.
use a lot of follow here. And there you see it. He just caught the point.
A game of millimeters.
It is. I mean, he was so close to having a perfect angle on that shot. He's going to feel the whole world's against him at the moment. Now, was that a bank shot or a safety? It didn't do either, did it?
Appreciate it, Matt, for the follow.
The saving grace here is the six ball's not cleanly open. You would have to draw back and get the six ball into the long pocket.
Just when you think you saw it all.
That worked out great.
That was a beautiful shot. I got to say, Robbie's not playing bad. He's just not getting the rolls. And anytime he gets up to the table, he's shooting a really tough shot. I mean, there's no easy way to build your confidence in a match when you're getting that.
Thank you.
Beautiful shot on the 8.
Cheers to Nick out there. Tequila, very nice.
I like how he ignored me. Where's my free shot, Nick? That's not Nick.
Nick right there.
Oh, that Nick.
Yeah.
Oh. I thought that was coming from Steve Hendricks.
So 8-1 in a race to 20. Robbie really needs to get something going here.
Yeah, it's tough. I mean, it is 9-ball. And I'm not sure if they're counting the 9-ball on the break. The house rule here is normally the top 4 pockets. But things can turn around. Say you get an early 9, run a rack or 2, maybe get a 9-ball on the break. Anything can happen in 9-ball.
Well, those balls open up nicely, but he did not make a ball on the break this time. Robbie gets another chance.
This is the chance Robbie's been waiting for.
Well, this is the moment that Robbie decides to walk out and outside and take a breath of fresh air and adjust.
Maybe not a bad idea. I mean, you've been having a tough go at it.
And hopefully for his sake, it makes him feel good and it makes a change. I'm sure it's not going to make any difference to Scott, who's just going to have to sit there and wait. The only issue with this table right now is the 6 ball is a little bit hidden. The 5 ball's up top.
Well, we could take a look at it and
Yeah.
maybe analyze what Robbie's plan may be. I mean, first you got to make the 1.
Yeah.
You got to get back to the 2.
Yeah. Okay. Making the 1's no problem, straight in. But getting back to the 2, right?
Tons of top.
Really?
Maybe. Are you going to draw that?
I would draw it more over following it.
Yeah. I mean, it's tough.
Following it, doesn't that go straight into the corner
tough
pocket
to see
after
the
one?
angle. Yeah.
Yeah, and even if he has a little angle where he can follow, it's tough to get any speed on that shot. If you hit it too hard and they still follow on the ball after it hits the rail, then it's like putting the brakes on and it still stays up there.
So what do you think the chances that
I
Robbie plays a safe here?
Well, I don't know. I wouldn't advise it. I think he's just got to dig deep and draw this cue ball back. He followed it, did he?
He did, MH.
He took your shot. It's amazing how much angle you can end up generating.
Well, I mean, yeah, the pockets are pro cut, so they're 4.5.
So the question is here, are you going to... No, he's not. He didn't really have the angle to break it up anyway.
You know what, though? This isn't the end of the world. He's got an opportunity. Rolls up for the 4. The 6, though, you're right.
Right, but even if he doesn't get shape to make the 6, if he gets down table, he can play a safe off the 6. And so the transition from the 5 is going to be key. He's got to bear down and make this ball. If he does, he's back in line again. I say back in line, you know, a lot of people would have chosen the side pocket, but now he's going to be probably playing this ball in the corner. Gets a nudge off the 7 ball, and the whole world is against him, it feels. Poor old Robbie Schmidt.
Oh, man. I mean, how many bad rolls can you get in a match? Well, let's be honest, though. It was getting kind of out of control from the
yeah, that whole run,
right?
that's that whole run, exactly right. He was kind of trying to catch up and trying to get back in line.
Not easy to do. Easy to say in the commentator's booth or while you guys are sitting out there, like, why didn't he just draw? But you know how it is. A lot harder when you're...
So with ball in hand here, he can drift right. Well, he's gone underneath this.
A little further than I thought he'd want to play that.
Yeah, and it's not even a good spot to play a safety from. He might have the 6-9 combination.
I think you go for it.
He's looking at it.
Because if you miss the combo, the 6 most likely will go into the upper left pocket there.
You're making... Okay, you got two possible shot balls.
And then, you know, follow it up for the 7 just in case. I think that was the idea. Although, look at the outcome here.
And he still gets the safety.
Man, Robbie just has to feel like nothing is going to go his way tonight.
Yeah, and I don't know that was luck necessarily, because Scott would have known where his cue ball was going generally. Do
Yeah, but do you think he wanted to
it's-
shoot that 7 like that?
Yeah,
say he made the 6 off the carom.
No, he wasn't playing the 6. I mean, he was playing the 9 ball in the corner.
Okay. And then the 2-way behind
with
the
an
7.
element of safety, possibly. I wouldn't be at all surprised if that's the case.
Good call. I would agree with that. Pete Besta. How you doing, Pete?
So Kendall says, yeah, he's been printing T-shirts all day up at the state tournament for the dart players. And the dart players, on average, are about 20% heavier than the pool players. So I bet they went through a lot of
I don't know about
2
that.
and 3 and 4 XLs.
I've seen a lot of skinny dart players. Is that a fact?
It's just a general observation. It's not fair. I know it's not fair and probably not true, but
Well, I
when,
guess
when we have dart tournaments here, they do pack into a much smaller space. You know, the pool players, obviously, they need pool tables with space. The dart players, they pack in and they drink beer.
Well, let's hope we don't have any dart players watching the stream. But if they are, we do appreciate you. Rick, thanks for the like. Appreciate it. Robbie is happy
Joseph
about
Russo
that.
says Scotty's nickname is Two Gloves. That's the second time I saw someone mention that. Where does he get the name Two Gloves from, I wonder? I know Scott's got a lot of friends out there who have been commenting, so if someone can tell us why they call him Two Gloves or if that's even true.
I am curious about that. Something about complaining, wearing two gloves, and now two gloves again. Yeah, I'm interested. Randy, appreciate it. Thanks for the like. David Searing. Geez, I almost feel bad for Robbie. He's had tough looks at the table.
Yeah, he's had a few bad rolls, but you can't blame it all on that.
We've all been there. So this is the thing. Do you give up or do you
No.
push on?
Robbie's not giving up.
No, it doesn't look like it.
Winner breaks. Robbie breaks and runs. Needs to get things going a little bit, the momentum to change. Makes a nice break there. Makes two balls to the same pocket.
Yeah, I think
And
this might be the quick game he was looking for.
He's shown he likes these little thin cut shots. He's got to make this one, and then if he does, his prize will be a chance at this nice 3-9 combination. Got to cut this ball in the pocket. Like that. Got a nice friendly bump on the 5-ball to stay straight on this combination.
Can't ask for much more.
It's not a gimme. But I say he's got a good chance of making it.
Yeah, when the balls are this far apart, I mean, what you got to focus on is hitting the cue ball right in the center.
And he hit it too hard, I think. He hit that shot soft.
Well, all 9-ball players know you don't want to hit those too soft and leave the 9 in the pocket.
Yeah, but if you hit it softer, it goes
a little
in.
softer.
You know what? You might as well leave it in the pocket. This is just as good as in the pocket at this level. Ball's wide open and he's got a shot on the 3. So I think if you shoot that soft, you just have a better chance of it going in. But that hurts for the Robbie fans.
Hey, Andrew, how you doing? Pool and darts. I mean, they go hand in hand. Couple of beers. I can play darts. Not very well. Or pool, for that matter.
Attaboy.
Yeah.
I didn't want to say it.
Yeah, well, that's okay. I said it for you.
Just kidding. Hello to Rayanne Skinnador out there in the chat.
So we found out why he wears 2 gloves.
Oh.
Yeah.
He wears 2 gloves when he golfs. Why not? More friction.
Better grip on the club, right? Another rack down by Scott.
Hi there to Pete Bester. Good to see you again.
Yeah, I'm surprised you weren't here. Every time I walk in the pool hall, Pete's there. Pete and Tanya practicing all day long. Well, I don't know about all day long, but you're here every time I come here.
I like watching darts. I watch the pros. That's fun.
It's interesting.
I play occasionally with my daughter or son or wife are out playing darts. Not my daughter. She doesn't play darts, but my son and my wife do.
Well, I do believe they drink a lot more while they play their championships.
Well, they used to, but they can't do it on TV anymore.
Oh, really?
Yeah. When I was a kid, yeah, they always, the dart players, chugging down the beers and the shots. Smoking their cigarettes.
So they can't do that anymore?
Uh-uh.
Must be a sponsorship thing.
It's a government thing.
Well, Scott's made a ball on the break. Doesn't have a real easy shot on the 1. May elect to push. Which, MH, what is a push shot?
What is a push shot?
Yeah. What's the definition of a push shot?
Well, it's the shot immediately after the break. you're allowed to, if you call it, if you want, to play a push, which means you can roll the cue ball to anywhere. So he's not trying to hit any specific ball here. He just wants to put the cue ball in a specific shot position. And now Robbie has the chance, the choice, either to shoot this next shot. So that's why Scott didn't leave it too easy. And he can, or he can make Robbie shoot it, Scott shoot it, which means that's why it's not too tough.
I see. So you almost have to think, what was the plan? You know, if Robbie gave the shot back to Scott, what would he have done? Most likely.
And that's something very similar, and that's why Robbie took that shot. He had a chance of playing a good snooker.
He knew.
As he actually left him that window past the 2-ball to hit the 1. Well, judging by the fact that Scott's got his jump cue in his hand.
I'd say no. By the way, they both enjoy using jump cues.
So there we go. He needed, on that shot, you've got to trust to luck. I mean, he was going to get a good hit, but you really don't know if you're going to end up getting lucky and it going safe or leaving it wide open.
I'll tell you what, this is the break Robbie's been looking for.
Again.
Played that perfectly.
Lovely, lovely little window he's got on the 2-ball there.
Gotta love it when you don't have to move the cue ball.
I've been watching the UK Open, and I'm all confused now with the pink ball because of course, the pink ball is the 5-ball in those new balls that they're using.
It's horrible. Everybody's been complaining about that. They're like, all right, just make the 5 orange again and make something else pink.
I think the 5 should be pink, and the real problem is the purple 4, isn't it? Or is it the purple 5 as it is on TV?
Sure, I don't know.
Because the purple, there was always a purple ball in pool.
That is true. So you can't.
It was always the 4, and then they switched it to the 5. But
that's a good point.
Not on this TV set.
You can't reuse a color, is what you're saying. People are too used to the.
Oh right. So this, So these TV sets, of course, do have a pink ball as the 4.
They do.
And the TV has the pink ball as the 5.
Well, what you're talking about is the Predator balls.
Right.
Yeah, they just decided to change all the colors.
Yeah, and the 4 and the 5, purple and the pink, are kind of around the wrong way.
Yeah, but, now that the manufacturing of those is well on their way, they're not going to change it.
So Robbie had a little missed his position and kind of ended up on the wrong side of that ball. Luckily, he still did have a shot. And
nicely done.
Recovers nicely.
Robbie needed that. I mean, that is the confidence builder that you need. You got to run out, even if you're not getting perfect leaves. You got to keep pushing. You get stuck with that long, tough money ball, and you make it.
So Russ Winter says the reception's great tonight, and I'm assuming he's referring to 2 weeks ago and 3 weeks ago when we had all kinds of transmission problems, didn't we, Chris? And
we did.
You're the technical guy. What did you do different since 2 weeks ago?
Well,
you did a lot, didn't you?
I wiggled some cables and turned some things on and off. No, we from the ground up, we revamped the network here at the Mad Apple. And we secured some things, and also we improved the speed, which is tough to do. I mean, it's so expensive these days. Thanks, Kendall, for that, giving us a little more speed so we can increase the quality of the stream. And so far, so good. I knock on some wood here. This is our second week with no issues. And that's really the goal here, right? One constant stream.
So he's got himself a little problem here with the 2-ball. So he's going to play a push. And he hasn't left it that easy, has he? I feel it. If I was Scott, I'd be making him play this shot. So the question is, what's the plan there? Scott's made him, has put him back in. So Robbie's going to show you what the plan is. Is he feeling really good about this kick shot?
You know, I would not. He did get a hit.
And the speed was nice.
Beautiful. You got to get a roll once in a while.
Yeah. What comes around goes around. It averages out in the end, doesn't it?
Doesn't seem like it. I feel like I've been getting bad rolls for 2 years.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, the better you are, the less luck there is.
You know, there is a lot to that.
And that probably explains why you get so much bad luck.
Yeah, you know, you start to actually try to get your cue ball control perfect, and you actually end up playing worse.
Trying to freeze him behind the 7 ball there. He's left her.
I don't know. It's tough to say.
Well. Oh, Robbie's playing the kick shot here. Gets a good hit.
Good hit.
Gets a
Not such a good scratch.
no, and he whacks his cue stick down on the edge of the table. Now that people say, is there an advantage to carbon fiber shafts? That's one. They don't ding as easily.
Well, didn't you say that he got rid of his wheat state because the ferrule was loose? That
Well,
might be why.
And so he's,
When you think about it.
and that's why they went loose.
Yeah, if you're slamming your stick on the table every other shot, I mean, eventually something's got to give. Maybe the Revo's built better.
Yeah, but that whack he just gave to the table there, that would, if that was a wooden shaft, it'd have a big old ding in it right now.
That is true. That is true. The carbon shafts, I mean, they're built to last.
But I do see a lot of the pros, you know, watching the pro tournaments at the moment. There is a lot of maple shafts out there.
Yeah, it seems like they're switching back.
Yeah, I've seen that.
It's a little weird. I mean, I guess maybe they've tried it for a couple of years and they don't like it. I don't know. I mean, things go in trends, right?
When Darren Appleton was here, I was asking him about why he chose his shaft, and he plays with he's sponsored by Predator, and Predator wants him to play with their carbon fiber, of course. But he says no, won't do it. He plays with a Predator 314. He just thinks that's his best.
You know, you got to go with what works.
QE's going to play best with and more likely to win.
So this is a little tricky. I mean, you just roll up for the 6.
Or do you add a little bit of stun and go to the other side? And look at where he's pointing his finger in his cue there. So what he's doing here, he's playing almost a stun. Maybe just a little further forward than a stun run through to the side rail. He's hitting this, going to the side rail. No, he's not. Follows forward.
I think he thought about it.
Okay, I had that backwards. He did end up putting the cue. He touched that spot over there that the cue will ended up on, and I was thinking that's where he was going to, but he went there eventually. He got the rails in the wrong order.
Well, this is another interesting shot.
Yeah, because the natural window for this is kind of blocked by the 9 ball.
I mean, you just slide out. You can't really
dig
under the ball.
Yeah, he's not going past through the window. He's staying on his side of it. And that is just perfect, isn't it? That's as good as it gets.
You know, after you've seen Scott stroke, all these shots in, I thought he was going to do some massive English shot, 2 rails, and he just rolls it in and takes the nice, easy 7. Probably comes around for the 9, same pocket. Again, got my notebook out. I'm taking notes here.
And just like you said, Chris, same pocket.
Well, he's proven me wrong many times. He likes to use English, but that was the natural shape. So I want to thank everyone for joining us tonight. Again, if you're on Facebook, head over to YouTube, like and subscribe. We do appreciate it. We do have the Jesters in the Knights match Sunday The Queens match, I do believe, is canceled this week. Lacey will be back next Sunday. And we do have still a pretty full house here for the Friday 10-ball tournament, the weekly.
Yep. Yeah, I didn't hear how many players they had this.
I think it was a little over 20.
And who's running the tournament tonight? Is Fong still here? Usually Fong, isn't it? I just don't see him. I sent Fong to Rosholt, Wisconsin this morning, or today, installing a pool table for me. And they did a good job out there, Fong and Adam.
There's always a pool table that needs to be reclothed, fixed, leveled, installed, purchased. Where can you do that?
Well, the Mad Apple Game Room Store and Pro Shop. We are championship certified pool table installers, and we can do it for you.
Give them a call.
Meanwhile, Scott's got a lovely open table here. Needs to
got to thread the needle here.
Find the window for the 3-ball here.
That works, I do believe.
He ended up kissing that 5-ball, and he's just perfect. Back out, kiss the 8-ball. Perfect little angle.
Nice little stun shot for the 5.
Yeah, it's just a customer who bought a pool table from... It was a used pool table from someone else that they bought on Craigslist. Just had us move it, recover it.
Got to do it. You find those, a lot of times you find them pretty inexpensive, but they need a lot of work.
Yeah, we moved it from Oshkosh to Rosholt.
Hey, Princess, how you doing?
Princess 67.
Number 1 fan. Every week. Well, Scott is not wasting time.
Eric's asking about the cloth. The table that you're watching them play on right now is championship. All the other ones at the moment are Simonis.
But doesn't seem to be much of a difference. MH is playing it's an experiment. Recloth table 9, which is our streaming table, with championship. Didn't tell anyone. No one complained. Everybody loves it.
Yeah, and Scott's been playing his challenge matches, all his challenge matches on this table here with this cloth.
Right.
And
then as soon as you tell him it's championship, all of a sudden everybody starts complaining. Isn't that how it usually works?
Well, nobody has yet, but of course
this
is the first time we're really...
I mean, it's playing great.
This is the first time we're saying it out loud, so we'll find... Yeah, it is. And Scott's got the cue ball on a string.
So we are in a race to 20. 9-ball. Robbie picked the game.
And Scott meets Matt is past the halfway mark at 11-3. And Robbie's had some chances. He has had some bad rolls. Things haven't gone quite right. He's made a few errors too.
Yeah, and it does look like the rolls are coming back towards Robbie. He just needs a little traction here.
Yeah, and he needs Scott to stop breaking and running.
Yeah.
And so, and look at that.
That would help.
We've had a couple of racks that have had push-outs. Here's another one.
You know, I talked to Scott earlier, and he said something about not really focusing on the break because he's mainly a shot maker. So he never really cared. He would break, and wherever the ball is, he'd still make it, find his way to the next, and run out. I thought that was pretty interesting because a lot of the better players these days are focusing, even 40, 50% of their game on the break, the quality of break.
Oh, what a fantastic jump shot that Robbie just played there. He decided no. Not going to push out. Just get the jump cue. I'm surprised he didn't do that earlier on that one shot.
Well, that's what you're asking for.
That's right. Be aggressive. Go for it, Robbie. Just start running out.
I just saw Robbie look up here. He's like, "Do you see that, guys?
Yeah.
I'm back."
That's it. Well, that shot there definitely was a candidate for a lot of people would have played a push out there. But he just popped right over that ball and made it in the corner, and he's earned himself this nice opportunity. Now, he's got the 3 ball, which he's got to make sure he doesn't brush these balls on the way through.
Oh, he held that nicely.
Well, he's not happy with it.
No, but I mean, how do you hold that? It was a pretty steep angle.
Well, the problem here is he's got to make sure he doesn't make contact with the 6 ball as the 4 ball goes through. He's got to hit it hard enough that the cue ball rolls out for the window on the 5.
Well, let's take a look at the overhead.
And he's doing it with completely jacked up over the 9 ball.
You know, though, if you make this and roll out a little bit, the 5 ball is automatic.
So there we go. Yeah, he had to hit it hard enough to get through to that window, and he hit that great. So he's showing that he's up for this. And a little shake of the head, Robbie. What happened there?
Yeah, that maybe he got down on it a little too quick. It did seem like he jumped right for that 5 ball and then just kind of one-stroked it.
Yeah, and that hurts after playing some good shots,
Oh,
getting
yeah.
himself that chance.
One shot after another, and this is one thing you can't leave Scott the table
To
like
give
this.
it up when you really didn't have to.
Right.
It's disheartening for him. He's got to ignore that and keep going. This match isn't over.
Well, we've all been there.
Still a long way to the finish line for Scott. And these pockets on these tables are tight.
That might be the first ball I've seen Scott miss in 4 weeks.
So it didn't really look like he hit it that bad either, but the pocket rejected it.
It was the shape, right? He had to do something a little more technical to get on the 7. Rattles the 6, most likely trying to cheat the pocket.
Well, come on, Robbie. You know you can cut this ball in. He gives a little wayward glance to the billiards gods upwards.
I mean, not only do you have to cut this, but you have to come back and forth for the 8.
How's your luck?
Not good.
Wow, this is painful, isn't it, for Robbie?
Well, on the bright side, it didn't scratch.
What we need here now, Robbie, is a sweet little kick shot that results in a snooker down to the bottom rail.
Michael Legoo. Yeah, man. Thanks for joining.
So I don't know if he can hit this ball full enough. He might be able to hit the center of the 8 ball and stop it right there. Yes.
I think that was a perfect
that's
shot.
a great shot.
That might get him back at the table to finish this rack.
Keep him in the match.
Right.
Now we're going to see if Scott has some magic up his sleeve, because he's going to need something here.
I mean, there's only so many ways you can kick at it. And the jump doesn't seem feasible.
He's got the most obvious, or that seems to be the side rail, him shooting it to the right of the 9. He could go to the side rail the other way, or the end rail, but none of these are any good. He's jumping over the edge of the 9 ball to get his angle here. And he clipped the edge of the 9. Stay focused here, Robbie. Put these balls away, and then you get a chance to break. Something in the line of Robbie's sight. People are coming out of the event room there. Robbie's just taking a little break as
and now they're walking through.
Family, it's just the stage they're going through.
You know, I think we forgot to put the ropes up. That's usually Kendall's job.
And
so
Robbie's just going to stand there with his arm on his hips.
You know, if you miss this now,
waiting.
that's brutal.
Yeah. Don't let that get to you, Robbie. Visualize this ball going into the hole.
Right.
There we go.
In the hole.
Yeah, should almost close those doors, but of course then they'd come out of the other doors, which would also be in the way. You can't really lock them in there, can you?
Yeah, I mean, you can see the doors there in the upper right of your screen. There's a ton of tables back there. All the 9-foots are back there. Shuffleboard, darts. You know, people do walk out of there, and they don't realize that there's a match going on. Typically, we have some ropes or a guardrail there, but
well, that was just a family of 5 with baby passing through.
You'll have that. I don't know. I'm looking for Pam. I need my refill. I told her, keep them coming. Because everything, I think Kendall said everything's on him. Anything we wanted, on him.
There we go. And 9-ball, the 9-ball breaks count, I'm assuming.
It depends on what bucket and what rule.
Take that back. I wonder if they discussed that beforehand or if he's just assuming. Because it is. That's not a universal rule, is it?
It is not.
Some places don't count 9-balls, and some places only count them in the top 4 pockets.
Well, it did go in the top 4. So
it went all 4?
Yeah, we'll bring up the replay here.
What is this? Quantum mechanics?
Well, it went in the top 4.
All of them?
Not all of them, just one of them. So right here, when he breaks, goes right in the side pocket. That is one of the top 4. So technically, that would have counted house rules here in the 9-ball weekly tournaments. But they must have agreed that no 9-ball break will count tonight. And I'll be honest with you, Robbie was leaning towards 10-ball.
Yeah, and Scott's now complaining about the people walking in and out.
Yeah.
Yeah, look, just walking. The people just don't know, do they? Yeah. Yep.
Thank you, MH. MH is going to go shut the doors and barricade them with a sign that says, "Do not enter." We have 2 very important people here that cannot be interrupted under any circumstances. Meanwhile, I used to play pool in a dance club. Very little could bug me when I was younger, I'll tell you what. What do we got here? Mike, down in Texas. Appreciate you tuning in, man. Tanya says, I can't lie. I'm rooting for Robbie. But what's going on? Is he nervous? I don't believe Robbie gets nervous. At his level, he's won tons and tons of tournaments. He's probably played higher pressure games than this.
Well, he won the Masters 10-ball state tournament.
I think what you're seeing is, he's getting some bad rolls. His leaves aren't there. And when he does get up to the table, he's got to come with a really tough shot just to keep moving.
All right.
Well, this is what Robbie needed. He's back at the table. All the interruptions aside, you got to reset yourself, and you got to play. No more excuses.
Right. That's right. Well, they've both had you're going to replay that one. Both had a swipe at the 3-ball there.
Well, I'm working on the highlight reels. The good with the bad and some ugly.
Yeah. Well, if you're going to put the ugly in there, then make sure you include the...
Should we go to the booth cam?
The booth cam, yeah.
All right, here we go. Let's wave to everybody.
Oh, don't do that.
Oh, come on now. This is MH over here.
All right, I'm Chris G. I'm gonna start clicking things, so you better do that. Otherwise, I'm just
all right. I'll take it off the booth
clicking
cam.
on things wildly.
Sorry for that, guys.
There we go. We've had the good, the bad, and the ugly now.
You got it all. The trifecta of live streaming. Pool. So, I think what he's looking at here is, how do I hit the 3? Would that be a good assumption, MH?
Yeah. Yep. That's you're good at this game, aren't you?
Well, I played for a couple years.
That's right. Hit the 3 ball. That's the plan here. It's all falling apart for Robbie. He did have a good chance there in this rack.
That 7 ball, though, isn't a gimme.
Had given it up. And then Robbie gave it right back.
So he's got ball in hand.
Yeah. So the 5 balls is his way to get into the 7.
I see.
So you want a nice little angle after these next 2 balls to get an angle on the 5.
102 degrees in Texas.
Wow.
Yeah, if anybody can beat that, that's Fahrenheit, let us know.
Yeah, if that was centigrade, you'd be boiling.
Yeah, it'd be over.
Literally. Scotty doesn't like his angle here. He's shaking his head.
Yeah, well, it's a little tough.
I'm not sure why, really, because, he wants a...
He's going to draw out of it. Well, you were right about that.
I know, it's good, isn't it? And at least he hasn't gone too far.
You got to hope for a little luck here, right? You are breaking up the 7. But
well, the nice thing is, the 6 ball is down there, so if you can, just nudge your way through these balls and not lose the cue ball too much, you can be on the 6. What is that, your anxiety medication?
No, they're breath mints.
Oh.
I kind of smelled something, and I was hoping it wasn't me.
Yeah, F10 there for your highlight reel. That was a good shot.
Yeah, and he broke it up.
You can replay that shot after this rack or when you get a moment.
Will do.
But he negotiated those nudges on those balls very nicely.
This looks pretty elementary here. 7 to the 8, 9 in the side.
9 in the side. Is that what you're saying?
I would go 9
thin,
in the side.
Isn't it?
It looks thin from here.
Oh, we never replayed that other one where he pounded that ball into the side from a thin angle.
I don't believe we did, but it may be in the highlight reel later tonight.
Stay tuned for that. So how does that work then? All these little times we save these little clips during the matches, those string together.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And then does that come out automatically, or you have to go do something?
Well, I have to edit them and, kind of look through them and figure out what's good, what's bad. So you just did a little top left, got nice and close to the 9, making this side pocket really big.
That's right. He's in a nice spot for it. He's shown that he doesn't mind these thin angles into the side pocket.
Well, here's the replay on the 5, breaking up the 7.
And staying on the 6. Oh, that was lovely. Yeah, he hit that. He had that, with a good speed, and he actually had to hit at that speed because
unbelievable,
just to get the 5 ball to the pocket. But he hit a really solid hit on the 7 ball from behind.
That couldn't have worked out any better.
Yeah,
move the 8 closer to
Brushed
the pocket.
The 8, yeah.
If that's not a confidence builder to finish the last 4 balls, I don't know what is. Well, you can see here from our sky view, you got Robbie. Got Scott. And we got Nick Jr. in the bottom left.
Top of Nick Jr.'s head. He doesn't know he's on, does he?
He does not. Solid break.
Yeah, and these opened up really nicely. No major issues other than just negotiating your way around the table.
I don't know if that one goes. Maybe a combo or a safety, depending on the confidence level here, Scott. He's ahead, so what do you do here?
Oh, you're right. It doesn't from the overhead view. Yeah, it's amazing you can't tell just by looking at the table. He may be able to just drag this off the far point.
Oh, no problem.
Or straight through the middle of the pocket. Those are the kind of shots you hope to get a little bit of throw on it, so you can cut it a little bit thinner and it kind of drags around.
But not only did he make the tough cut, he got shape on the 2. That was creative.
Yeah, I wonder, was he really trying to play on the side pocket, or did he just overhit that? It seems like he just hit that too hard.
I think maybe he wanted to go a little further so he could roll up for the 4. I mean, hard to say.
The banks are open.
He's feeling it.
Yeah, he's
8 more games for the victory, and this should be, his 4th week in a row?
Yep.
Don't quote me.
I think that's right.
I do believe. So funny enough, the template rack came into question today. Robbie likes the template racks, which are those plastic paper racks in replacement of the wood triangles and whatnot. Scott dislikes the template rack. So we don't use the template rack unless they both agree. They obviously have to agree on the rules. Otherwise, we go with standard equipment. I wonder what this match would have been like with a template rack. Might have to replay it once. Bring him back.
Oh, I see. So Robbie says he likes it, but obviously because Scott said no.
Correct.
It was a no.
Correct. Yeah, because you can't go against, it's got to be, when it's something that's non-standard equipment, they both have to agree. We've had players request, non-measle cue balls, just red dot. And we've made things like that, happen for them as long as the opponent is okay with that decision.
Who objects to the measle ball?
I'm not naming names, but they're out of Oshkosh.
That narrows it down. And the first letter of their name is?
First or last?
Last.
S.
And
you can't guess.
And
you can't guess. I'm going to leave it there. We'll let the audience have some fun with that. If you know players out of Oshkosh with the last name that starts with an S, they prefer a red dot cue ball.
Red circle?
Red circle, is that what they're technically called?
Well, the red circle is what you're talking about. Yeah, the red dot, there is a ball called the red dot, and it's heavier. But you don't see it used much. Usually people mean red circle.
Red dot, red circle. I mean, the measle ball is awesome. I like to see the English on the ball. I like to see this, if I'm not hitting the cue ball in the center,
yeah,
and I'm doing a stop shot, and I see that thing spin slightly to the right, I know I'm twisting.
And of course, the stream is a spectator sport. So the measle cue ball is for the viewers.
That is a great point, MH. It helps them see what's happening.
Well, he's been breaking well, hasn't he?
Yeah, I think his break is coming along.
He's not absolutely slugging it, but you don't have to if you make balls and spread the balls all over the table.
That may be the secret.
Control the cue ball.
Right. Sometimes hit it a little softer.
Yep.
Don't lose the cue ball. You make a ball, and you continue. Although, I don't think he's liking where this one ball's sitting. What would you do with this, MH?
Well, I think there's got to be a way to just play a safety. If you play a push, you're sort of never really getting the best of the best outcome for yourself.
Right.
And it can never be. So he's got a chance to get the balls separated and hooked, and there you go. There's your answer.
Flirted with a scratch on that one.
So Robbie's never coming with anything easy to the table when he comes up to the table.
Well.
So he's going for his jump cue, and this is like the Evel Knievel shot. It's going over 10 buses before he can hit the one ball.
Patrick Glynn says, no more close-ups, please.
Yeah.
think we burnt out his TV. Will, by the way, that's an excellent guess, but it is not Tyler Steyer.
So he is not jumping directly at it. He's jumping for a kick shot because he's got less balls to go over. Oh, and he hit that well, didn't he?
Beautiful hit.
And a good hit deserves a good roll. No, he's still giving control to Scott here.
Justin, we don't know who's on the list for next week. That's a secret. Neither one of us actually have the list, so we don't know. Even if we could tell you, we can't.
No, but messages to Mason. Mason Cook is the holder of the lists.
Yeah, if you're interested in signing up for the King of the Hill, which is the Open, you get a hotel room, gift basket. You just got to come here and play on Friday at 7:30. Yeah, send a message to Mason Cook. He'll get you on the list. That goes for the Sunday Jesters, Queens, and Knights. The Jesters are 500 and under. The Knights are 600 and under. And the Queens are also open. I might be off my one Fargo on those, but you get the point.
Yeah, Scott's played a nice little safety there. Robbie's got another challenge ahead of him.
Yeah, this is a little tricky.
He can snick the edge. He can see the edge of the one ball here. So he wants to leave the one ball up there. Oh, he didn't. No, okay. So he actually kicked at that ball.
You know, the 6 ball helped him out there.
Yeah, he's got a little bit of good luck there. No one would begrudge him that at this point.
Patrick Glenn says, I prefer a cue ball, spelt with a Q, that does not go in after a shot. I think everybody agrees with you there, Patrick. And we'll see you Sunday. Patrick Glenn, by the way, does most of the commentating on Sunday.
And a good job he does too, Patrick does.
Excellent job. I'll be honest, it's a little easier commentating for the Kings because you know what they're going to do most of the time. But when you're doing for the Jesters, it's you never know.
Yep. So Scotty scratched there, but the cue ball or the one ball froze up in against a 3. Robbie's going to play a safety shot now.
Yeah, Tanya worked that out with Patrick. I believe there was another guy from the Thursday League that was going to contact you. Don't want to triple book this up. Although there is 3 microphones, but there's only 2 chairs. So you'll have to make that work.
And there's not much space in this booth, is there?
No, as you can see from the booth cam.
Stop it.
We're sitting as far apart as possible from each other.
Nobody wants to see that.
Well, I mean, one time's enough. What are you saying? We have faces for radio?
Yeah. And he played a nice little kick shot there. He almost sneaked right behind those balls, the 7 and the 8. But it crept out. Difficult bridging here for Robbie, but he does have a shot at the pocket.
It's an opportunity. Well, he uses the full pocket. The one ball goes in, and he's left with either a safety or a combo.
Yeah, it's awkward, this.
Yes.
The safety's not easy because of the way he's landed there.
This is awkward. I noticed that about English players or speaking. You throw the this at the end. Is that common?
Don't know this.
Like, this is... No, see, I can't even do it. What was it?
I think I said it's awkward, this.
Yeah, it's awkward, this.
I learned that from Yoda.
Oh, okay. Well, Carl Boyes does the same thing. Any of the Matchroom, the snooker players, it's definitely a difference in the location.
So Robbie made a valiant effort at shooting that ball in the pocket. It hung up, and
He did.
Fortunately for him, he sneaked the cue ball behind the.
He needs a
behind the
roll.
5.
Yeah, I mean, let Robbie get a roll. Hashtag roll for Robbie. I think at this point we're all rooting for Robbie to get a good roll.
And this is a kick shot where the 9 ball's kind of in the way of the natural 1-rail kick. So he can aim it just a little bit shorter and then spin it back onto the 3 ball. And you can see where he's aiming his cue stick right now.
She's definitely a little tricky.
So in order to hit that spot and then take that line, it needs a lot of left-hand spin. Right-hand spin. And so this is where your spotted cue ball comes into play, Chris.
Correct.
He needs so much spin that he's actually massing. You can't see on the screen there, but he's got the cue stick jacked up. Masse. Just
so
snicked the 9.
close.
Yeah.
That was
very close.
Well, Robbie has the break he needed. Ball in hand on the 3. Needs to get shape to the 5.
There you go, Robbie. Nicely played shot.
Now, the question is, how do you go from the 6 to the 7?
Yeah, and so the 7 goes, in this corner pocket, close to where the 5 and the cue ball are. So just a sort of a half ball shot, or just slightly straighter than half ball, but not too straight on the 6. Similar to the angle that he's got on the 5 here. Okay. So he spinned around. He preferred to play the 6 in the... Of course he does.
You know, I was thinking side too, but, I mean, that's automatic wrong side of the pocket, right?
And seeing how close the 6 is to the side, I realized the shot I was describing was no good. There you go. Nicely controlled shot there, Robbie.
You can't ask for much more on that one. Beautiful. You know, I was wondering if he was going to follow up for the 9. He chose to draw. 40-degree angle on this 9. Uses a lot of the pocket.
There we go, Robbie. He's going to rack him quickly. He's going to break him quickly. And he's back in this match. It's 13-5.
Robbie Schmidt coming back here. This is going to be an exciting match. I hope we get Hill-Hill. What an amazing match this will be if we can go Hill-Hill. I'm rooting for Robbie.
Well,
Sorry,
if he gets to Hill-Hill, yeah, Robbie will have all the momentum.
I mean, all he's got to do is run 8 racks in a row.
Well, he's done that before.
I've seen it. And I'll tell you what, if anytime I played Robbie in a weekly, he usually wins. Left.
Well. And that is another difference, isn't it? Because Scott has been making a lot of balls on the break.
Right.
Robbie really would have loved to have made a ball on that break.
Yeah, it's heartbreaking.
He's worked hard to get that rack, and now he's just given Scott a nice chance for this one.
Yeah, I mean, if you break and they're wide open, you don't make a ball.
I mean, we say wide open. He's got a challenge right here. This next shot here is key.
Wow.
Yeah.
I mean, what a great shot. Perfect angle. Comes around the 6 and the 7.
Yeah, we've seen a lot of evidence that Scott really knows where his cue ball's going. And he knew he could hit that shot soft enough to stay on this pink 4.
Yeah, I mean, no reason to overcomplicate it. Now, this is another interesting. He might go rail first. How do you get on the 6 here?
Hit stun and
Is there a little
spin.
more angle than? Oh, there's. Yeah, I can see from the overhead.
It's a little stun shot.
Yeah. Stun out, 7 in the side.
No, I think he's going to draw and play in the same pocket.
Hey, when you're stroking them and you're not worried about any shot on the table,
Yeah.
you just take what it gives you. And
Basically,
go for it.
same shot again now.
I think he lost a little spin on that, or maybe the angle was a little sharper than.
Yeah, that's it. I mean, he
Yeah.
had the spin, but it's interesting that if he'd been able to draw and got just a slightly straighter angle, that spin would have taken.
Right.
But he was in that sort of the brush into the rail is fighting against the spin, and it just doesn't do much.
It was enough to kill the cue ball, give him a nice
Yeah, that's
roll
right.
forward on the
All
9.
the spin does there is just slows it down.
Wow.
And there is an uncharacteristic, unforced error from Scott. Robbie jumps out of his seat, puts his phone down. And claws one back.
I mean, you can't give those back. You got to take them when you're down.
13-6. Comeback has started.
I may have called it.
So now what he needs.
What he needs is Pam bringing me a nice fresh drink. Thank you, Pam. Pam's the best. Kendall, if you're listening, Pam's the best.
And cheers to Rayanne Skinnador out there in the chat saying nice things about us.
Hey, Rayanne, how you doing? I don't see you much on the Sundays anymore. You got to come back out here.
Even that feels unlucky. Yeah, he made a ball. Yeah, he blasted them all over the table. And yeah, that 8 ball just crept in the way, so he couldn't have a nice chance at a break and run here. Or does he? He's got his jump cue out. He's like, no, I'm not doing that anymore. None of this doinking around. We're just going to go at it. So this is a bold move. And someone in the chat said earlier that he was playing scared with some of his shot choice when he turned down shots.
Not anymore.
But he's going for this one. And now he wishes he'd played a push.
You know what? He hit that well. If he would have made it, he would not have been happy with the leave. So this might be the best outcome.
Yeah, it's tough to tell whether he's very, very close to this ball. I think he's going to... Oh, there you go. We're playing a replay on that one. He played a kiss shot, a kiss combination. So I hit the button there. When's a good time for you to replay that?
During the highlight reel.
Well, I mean, you've got to let our viewers right now see it.
By the way, if you guys want to watch these highlight reels that I've been producing and putting together for the past few weeks, you got to go over to YouTube and you got to subscribe and you'll get a little notification.
And there's a jump shot that didn't work out so well. Can you replay that other shot quick or not? Or
We
at the
sure
end of the,
can.
End of the rack. Are you only able to play the last one?
Yeah. I mean, with no work involved.
Right. Well,
so here we go.
kiss combination.
Yep. Hit the 1, caromed into the 8. The 8 hit the 6, and he was able to continue forward.
Yeah. Meanwhile,
with Robbie at the table,
he hooks himself. Sometimes it just doesn't feel easy, does it?
you know, off the rail here is not not the worst option, or is that my Fargo rating and
That's
7 and 7 speaking?
Yeah, that's exactly what you just
Okay.
said. That 2 ball's quite a long ways off the rail, so even if you could get to it, there's no way you're. I don't even know if it's possible to hit the potting angle there. And he's gonna kick off the side rail anyway, not the end rail. 4 balls is hampering his bridging.
You know what, Patrick? You bring up a good point. Robbie is actually the furthest ahead than any other challenger when playing Scott. Man.
There we go. Sometimes. What did I say? The luck comes back and comes around, right? He made a good hit there.
I got to tell you, this shot is amazing.
Well,
we got to look at it one more time. Look at that. 2 rails, 2 in the side, leaving Robbie with the 3 in the corner, which he pockets, no problem.
But
left with the 4.
The fancy shots don't mean anything if you don't run out. So he's got a thin angle. He's
drills it. Overrolls it, but he's okay. He's okay.
He's definitely taking the attitude. He's going at it. He's being aggressive here. And perhaps could have started out a little bit more aggressive earlier. And that gives him a tendency to overhit that shot, but he's okay. He can pocket this 5 ball. Doesn't have to work too hard.
No, I think you got to focus on just making the ball.
Yeah.
I do believe Robbie put some upper left on that to try to get better on the 8. I mean, that makes the shot so much more difficult.
Yeah, and the 8 ball's up there. As long as you just don't scratch and as long as you don't
take the next shot.
Bring the cue ball to the top of the table, you really just...
Nicely done. I do believe he used a little bit of right to throw that ball in to keep the cue ball under control.
Do you believe that, do you?
I do believe that he snicked that one in with a little bit of right. Another one for Scott. Looks like it's break time.
So that's always a good chance for us to look at the player profiles. And
the only problem is I only have one profile from Kendall. Although we do have what they gave us.
Oh, I was talking about the questionnaire here.
Yeah, the questionnaire. Yeah. What's their favorite table size?
Both of them say 7 foot. Next question. What brand of pool table do you typically play on? Both of them say diamond.
Diamond. Yeah, last week, what was it, Lyle? He preferred, or he plays on mostly Valley.
Yeah.
First, I believe that was the first challenger.
Next question. What's your favorite game? 1 pocket for Scott, and Robbie says darts.
Darts.
Just kidding.
9 ball, which actually is a little surprising. I thought Robbie would have answered with 10 ball. So the next question here is, what started your interest in pool? Robbie says, just the challenge in general. And Scott said he had a bumper table in the basement. Man, remember those bumper pool tables?
Mm-hmm.
Those are fun. I don't think I've played in one in 30 years.
I have one in the pro shop that we're working on, just recovering it for a customer.
Yeah, when you get that done, let's show me a thing or two on it. I'd like to.
I don't really want to play on it because it's for a customer and we want to
Well, we won't use any chalk or anything. No masses, just gentle play. Have you ever taken any lessons for pool? If so, who, when, and how long? Robbie says, never taken a lesson, Just grateful to be around great players such as Zach Marquardt, Billy the Kid, John Fields, Larry Neville. Rest in peace, buddy. And Scott said, what did Scott say?
He didn't answer that question.
Yeah, that's not fair. He doesn't want to tell us how he learned how to play pool. All right, fine. What is your practice schedule like, and what type of things do you work on? Robbie says, I like to shoot shots up the rail, then super draw English shots to get in stroke. Sounds like kind of like an Earl Strickland routine. I try to play 2-3 days a week in the winter, but summer I don't play due to work. And Scott says, don't practice. Tore my bicep 2 years ago with a surgery a year ago, so I haven't played much. Yeah, that bicep thing, I can't imagine. I can't imagine what that's like. Who's your favorite pro player in billiard sport? Robbie says Tyler Steyer's game a lot. And that kid puts in the time and work. He really does.
And Scott says Joshua Filler.
Who's been proving himself more and more this year. Do you compete at anything else? And if so, what so? Robbie says, just pool. And Scott says, darts. No, wait, that says golf. Oh, yeah, remember he wears 2 gloves when he plays golf.
That's
That
right.
makes sense. If you can play anything at a high level other than pool, what would it be? Well, Scott says golf. So obviously golf is a big part of Scott's life there. He loves to play it with his 2 gloves. And Robbie says baseball or golf. Well, being that Robbie's, 13 years younger, I guess baseball is an option. All right. We're back to the action.
Do you have a specific reward for yourself after a good performance? And Robbie says he likes to go home, put on ladies' underwear, and a nice glass of wine. JK, LOL. No.
And Scott says...
What he actually said is just a nice dinner.
Oh, I thought that was for real. Okay. And Scott says he prefers to wear 2 gloves. He didn't answer that question. You know, we really got to get Scott to answer all of these questions.
I'm just glad that they started playing pool again, so we can stop talking like this. But
well,
another wide open break.
I did the best I could there. You were just staring off into space.
Yeah, that is a really nice, sophisticated safety shot that he just played there. He had a tiny little window to follow into, and we've said a few times that he's got really good cue ball control, but in a minute we're going to, after Robbie plays this jump shot, we're going to show you how he ended up in this position. But Robbie needs to get a good hit and get a little bit of luck. It's tough when the balls are spread across the table on the edges here to get lucky. And he did not get lucky. He got a good hit.
Well, here's the replay on that one ball.
Look at this safety shot. He just follows the cue ball up through that little gap there.
Right past
What
the
a beautiful
floor.
shot that was. And at the same time, return the cue ball down to the bottom end of the table. Both parts of that shot, perfect.
Wow.
But
another uncharacteristic miss by Scott.
it just shows how tough this game is to stay focused on every shot. When you're going well, everything's going in. It's easy to think that they're just going to go in without aiming them. But you can't do that.
Yeah, that's the biggest enemy is losing your focus and not giving each shot the respect it deserves.
Yeah.
Even if it's an easy shot.
And it's tough in Robbie's position here to focus. I mean, especially what he's just done there is he's nudged that ball and just reduced the window size to get on the pink 4 after this 3. But he's still got a window for it. He's just diagrammed out that he's thinking of drawing this ball 3 rails and coming in and kicking in between these 2 balls.
Fires the ball in.
Yeah, and that's not how he diagrammed it. But
you know what?
He got the same result.
It works. I mean, hashtag rolls for Robbie. I mean, we need it. It's about time. What do you think he's going to do with this 5? I mean, you know, this isn't easy. You got to either force follow, come back up, 5 in the upper right.
Yeah, just 1 rail.
Okay.
Straight down.
Keep it simple, but lots of English.
Yeah, and well, yeah, you're saying, well, you can't just, if you just follow this, it just drifts across the center of the table too much. So a little less than follow, kind of a little stunish.
And so this is more of a punch shot. You got to jack up, punch it, come off the rail.
That's right.
Okay,
and he is jacked up there.
That makes sense.
And he just put a little bit too much on it. That's definitely what you don't want, to be nudging that ball.
Maybe a half tip too low on that punch shot. Drives the cue ball right into the 5.
Oh, what a great recovery.
You know, he's got a long shot, but it's a great opportunity. Drills it with authority.
Well struck shot, Robbie.
3 rails around. 9 ball in the corner.
All right.
Woo.
He's not out yet. Sending a message.
That 9 ball was a little shaky, though. I saw Robbie popped up on that a little bit.
Still counts, though, doesn't it?
It still counts, 100%.
So
Tanya says, why can't I see the score anymore? You just have to open your eyes. Look at the bottom of the screen. No, okay, so some of the views don't have the scoreboard, and maybe I let them hang on those views a little too
Chris
long.
likes going to them.
Yeah, I like the overhead. It's easier for me to see
like
in
this
the
split
booth.
screen. I think this has a real advantage of giving you both in one shot.
It does. The split screen is the beauty of I mean, Mad Apple Xstream.
You get to watch the same shot twice.
You don't see it anywhere else.
Right.
And on a pool table with a wide screen, you got so much extra space.
Yeah.
You know, you really do.
That's right.
Unless you're looking at it lengthwise or from the overhead. Great use of space.
No, they do fit very well, don't they? Very efficiently, these two views. And you get to see the same shot twice, which is like an automatic replay.
So Robbie elected for a safe, leaving Scott straight in the corner.
Well, so here, what? You play the 1, draw back a hair, and then play a safety on the 2. Freezing him behind the 9.
I mean, that was a nicely controlled draw shot. I don't think you can ask for much more to get on that 2. You know, Joe, that's a good question. We do have challenge matches on the 9-footer. We've had players like Earl Strickland, Mason Cook, Darren Appleton. I'm probably missing a couple. But a lot of times, there's not a lot of players, at least in Wisconsin, that prefer to play on a 9-foot table unless they're at the pro level, which would be, you know, Fargo 725 and up. But I'll tell you what, if you head over to YouTube and subscribe, when we have a challenge match on a 9-foot, you will not miss it. Thanks for the question, Joe. Appreciate it. Well, Scott's making quick work of this rack. Drawing out for the 4 in the same pocket.
This is the key shot here.
I think he got a little straight. I think he wanted more angle. See, he delayed. I could tell he delayed 2 seconds.
Okay. Robbie gets another chance.
Well, that's a game changer. Robbie with ball in hand. Pulls it back with a little bottom right. Gets on the 6. Little bit of an angle on the 7 in the side.
Yeah, and he's frozen, so he's got to let it. Oh.
Bumps the 9.
Well, I didn't know he had to hit that.
Well, I don't think he wanted to hit it, but it worked out.
He hit that surprisingly hard.
Hashtag rolls for Robbie.
It's catchy.
Another one down. Well, that brings us to Scott 14, Robbie 8 in a race to 20 in tonight's race to. Did I already say that? Race to 20. 9 ball. One too many 7 and 7s.
All right, Robbie, let's get a good break here. Give yourself a chance and see what happens. The cue will run forward, but he's okay.
You can see that ball still spinning there. He had tons of right English on that. Now, what are you doing here on this 1 to get back to the 3?
Well, I think he has to concede that he's going to have quite a long shot. I think you need to get out of your mind the idea of trying to draw back to that window between the 6 and the 9. I mean, if you hit it perfect, it'd be great, but
right,
it's fraught with danger. So I think you roll forward a little bit and just take a long shot.
Robbie said, no. I'm going to show you my stroke.
I'm going to go for that other window. Amazing.
Beautiful. James Lee says 6-pack for Scott to finish it off. I don't know if he prefers Bud Miller or maybe a nice spotted cow, but we have that here at Mad Apple Burger and Billiard. West College Avenue in Appleton, Wisconsin.
I guess nicely controlled little stun shot with spin.
Oh, would you look at that? It was going to scratch, and it rolled right out of that side pocket, MH. What happened there?
Well, I think he's corner hooked himself, hasn't he?
Quite possibly.
He's quite animated. He's got the jump cue, so that tells you that.
You know, but he's got a smirk.
Look at this. He's got to jump over just the corner, over the rail. But how long do you have to go? Wow, that's awesome.
Wow.
There's an F10 shot.
Oh, man. Jumps the point. Drills the 5 in the corner. Has a shot on the 6.
Yeah. He's thin cutting this into the middle pocket. It's coming 3 rails out. He's going to hit this with a good pace.
I'll tell you what. When I saw Robbie's face before the shot, he had a little smirk on his face. The confidence level was high. I felt like it was going in before he shot it.
He's going 3 rails out to play the 7 in the other side. And he strikes that well.
And that's another one for Robbie Schmidt. 14-9 in a race to 20 in tonight's 9-ball match. MH is looking a little thirsty over here. If anybody's listening out there.
How can you tell if I'm thirsty?
I can tell. I've known you for about 4 years now.
I've got 2 drinks here and I haven't finished either of them yet.
Yeah, that's not a good drink. You need a good drink.
Okay, I'll get my coffee. All right, Robbie. Gaining some momentum.
Got to have a good break here.
Look at the spin
One
on
ball.
the cue ball. The cue ball is burning a hole in the cloth. Still spinning. It's spinning so fast you can't even see it on your
I'll
screen.
tell
there.
you what. It's still spinning. Look at that.
There we go.
It stopped spinning.
I knew it would.
Well, eventually. Well, he's got a pretty good cut on the 2. I don't see a lot of hope for the 3.
And he made 3 balls on that break, didn't he?
We got
and you're right.
Jason Blom
He's got to come up with a good plan here.
sitting on the commentator booth window, blowing blowfish faces on the glass. We're gonna need some Windex, Kendall.
Yeah.
Now he's writing in the steam that he created on the window.
So let's see if Robbie comes up with something creative here, because shooting the ball into the pocket doesn't really seem to lead anywhere.
Well, that's what I was saying. I mean, you can make the 2.
You can roll it in and then play a little stop shot. Could have played the safety on the 3 instead.
I think that was a good move. You know what?
He's played that nicely. He's positioned the 2 ball really well.
Though, I think Scott's going to just safety this right back, leave him hooked on the 3.
I don't. Well, he's got a kick at this though. He can't get at it. The edge of the 6 ball is taking out
I don't know.
his shot.
I don't know. I think you can see it.
No, he's not. He's going.
No.
He's going to go to the side rail.
I don't know.
Oh, I'm wrong.
It's rare.
He is. Yeah.
Very rare. Look at that.
Yeah.
Now, I think he wanted to definitely tie him up behind the 3, but you know what? I think
Well, he
at this
got it.
point they just want to play any kind of defense to get back at the table.
Well, he got that. That's. I mean, he's hit that well. Robbie knows it. He's got his jump cue out. Again, he's had to jump a lot, hasn't he?
He's good at it.
There's a potential bank shot here. Oh, and he does a little jump.
This isn't the end of the world, though, because
willing
you
that
still
ball.
can't get to the 3. And again, Robbie Schmidt prefers the air rush jump cue for all his jumping needs. And that's exactly what I was saying. The leave on the 3, which, by the way, is beautiful.
Yeah, he got there.
Yeah. Was just made the shot much more complex. Although he sitting pretty good.
Yeah, it ended up being a very nice little safety.
And the problem with this is if he doesn't get a hit, the 2-9 combo is going to make this an early game.
Well, four balls on the break he made. Randy corrects me.
Yeah. That's an unbelievable break.
Yeah, still didn't give him a good chance to get out.
You know what, though? He broke up the 2-9 combo, which does extend the game. I wanted to go back to this comment from Michael Gaines. I think 8-ball should be only played on a 7-foot and every other game on a 9-foot. That's not a bad suggestion.
Well, good hit. But open the door here for Scott.
Betting Rodney says the Predator jump butt is the best jumper on the market. You know, that's very opinionated. The P-Shower jump cues are very good. I've used Jacoby. About 100% of the time I'll get a hit, but they don't always go in. But that's just from lack of practice, really.
And the Penglaze made Ash jump cues also very good.
Oh, yeah, you got to try that out. Ash is a very popular material for snooker cues, correct?
Yeah, and that's why I started making it works really well for jump cues. The interesting thing is, if you Google what's the difference between maple and ash, you end up with a whole bunch of baseball sites coming up. Why is that? Well, it turns out those two woods are pretty much the best two options for baseball bats. So there's something in common between ash and maple. They're quite different in many ways, but there's definitely something. They've got something in common.
Well, ash is a little bit harder. Would I be incorrect by saying that?
I don't know. I know they're both very hard. They both hold the thread, which I've tried to do stuff with other woods, and a lot of other woods just aren't capable of holding a good thread and machining nicely.
So are you saying the only cues between maple and ash, are there any other woods?
Purple Heart is also similar.
Okay.
And
I've actually seen a lot of Purple Heart.
Yeah, you see a lot of Purple Heart jump cues and break cues.
Well, they're a little stiffer. But I do believe ash is harder than maple. But don't quote me. Man, how do you guys sit in these chairs for 3 hours?
Generally in this match, Scott has been breaking better.
Yeah, Robbie's break has come around.
Kind of lost the cue ball there, and it got kicked around after that.
You know, I noticed he put a little more power on that break. But he's left with a shot on the 2. With a pretty natural shape on the 3.
Yeah. And first shot is the key one.
Michael Gaines, you're not wrong. You're definitely not wrong. To be honest with you, we'd love to do more 9-foot streams. Challenge matches, especially. If anybody's interested in a challenge match and you have a competitor and you want to stream it, let us know.
And these long matches are a test of stamina, aren't they? You can get a big swing in sort of mood from the beginning to the end. Energy levels change. And Scott has given Robbie another chance here. We'll see if Robbie's got the stamina to start playing.
Beautiful shot. Karam's in the 5.
There you go.
Sean Wilkes says, I guess it's time for a pie pack to finish this. Apple? Cherry?
Yeah.
Oh, no, he meant 5. A 5-pack.
or an 11-pack.
You know, I'm rooting for the 11-pack. Sorry, Scott.
And he's not hanging around, is he, Robbie?
He's definitely not. He sees the win.
He knows he's got to stay loose and just go at it.
He's got the confidence. And he finishes the rack.
Now, if he can get his break going, you never know.
Here's the replay on the 2-5 carom.
Kiss shot.
Beautiful. Ends up making the 3 as a bonus. I didn't even see that.
Yeah. All right, back to his break here.
Little difficult on the 1-3 combo here.
Well, yeah, he didn't make a ball, which is unfortunate for the hopes of Robbie running and catching up.
Well, this is a difficult shot. Not difficult for Scott. Drills it with perfect shape on the 2. A little bit of stun to come down for the 2 in the upper right.
Yeah, just got to judge the speed here. Make sure he doesn't overrun it. And
You said it.
it seems that the fatigue or his shoulder or something is just getting to Scott. He's not flowing quite as simply
you
as he
said
did
it right.
before.
I mean, that was a tough shot. That's a good shot. You can see the angle on the 2 doesn't make this easy.
Yeah, he could definitely cut it in. The cue ball's going to be flying. He's got to figure out how not to scratch in the side pocket or hit the 8 ball. The 4 ball is pretty close to the pocket, and he's got a fair wedge window to get into. And he chooses to bank it instead.
Yeah, that would have been tough. You would have seen a bank on the 4 as well.
So it definitely feels like Robbie's getting more chances at this end of the match.
Definitely. For the Robbie fans out there, he's come a long way, 10-15. This could easily be 11-15.
Well, you say easy.
Well, I didn't say it was easy. I said this could be
Oh.
easily. Oh.
And because of that was a thin hit on the ball, he was kind of trusting to luck a little bit, letting the cue ball fly.
Wow.
Did not know exactly the line the cue ball was going to take. Else he would not have shot it like that.
Yeah, these rolls have been difficult. I mean, he had to make it, had to let the cue ball go. Slides out for the 5 in the corner. Little top, come back down for the 6.
Yeah, and that's just nice.
Beautiful. I don't think he needs to overthink this one. Slow roll it, leave an angle. 8 in the corner. After the 7, of course.
Yeah, and just make sure you don't get straight on this 8. And he's played on the other side of straight, so he can punch this across the table. Hit this with a good speed, stun over.
You know, that's a good lesson. Is a lot of times people think
Had more angle than I thought.
hit that soft, end up straight on the 8. Scott was thinking more angles better than less, and you can see why. Ooh.
Yeah, and I tell you, he's done it. He keeps giving his arm a little shake. His arm is definitely bothering him. You can tell he's suffering a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, for those that have just joined, Scott Cohen had bicep surgery, disconnected.
How did that happen?
I don't know. I don't know the whole story. But I mean, obviously, we all know as pool players that that's got to be pretty rough. I mean, you're right-handed, your right bicep disconnects from your shoulder. You got to go through surgery, rehabilitation. You probably have to relearn a lot of the game. The fact that he's playing so well is a testament. Let's see what he chooses to do on this break. He's been slow, hitting him a little softer, and the last break he hit touch harder. Does he want to go full blast?
Well, not with that shoulder.
That's a good point.
Still hitting him fairly good, fairly well.
Fred Renner says, I love my T3 with the Purple Heart shaft. I couldn't jump to save my life until I purchased it. From Corey Peterson. Shout out to Corey Peterson. Great commentator, by the way. Him and Taylor Collar make a great team. Watched a promo video with John Fields. Very rare that he doesn't get a hit.
He's talking about his purple heart jump cue.
Yeah, that's good, Fred. I mean, getting a hit leads to not giving ball in hand, which either you make the ball or maybe even get safe. It's definitely a step in the right direction. Solid leave on the 3. Becky's got a question for you, MH. I'm not technical enough to answer that one.
Why has the ball got spots on it like a Dalmatian dog? Well, that is the measle cue ball, and the purpose of the spots is so that you can see how the ball is spinning. Reveal some of the secrets of spin, and as if you're watching a stream like this, it gives us a chance to see what they're putting on the ball, whether they're using any side spin or not. And as an amateur or beyond, it gives you a chance to learn cue ball position, understand how the spin changes as the ball drags across the table, to see where draw changes into follow, and watch the axis of spin change as it does that.
Now, Becky, if you prefer the long answer, please stop down at the Mad Apple Burger and Billiards Company, Appleton, Wisconsin, and MH will be glad, more than glad, to explain the physics behind pretty much anything. Great question. Thank you. Thanks for joining, everybody. Do appreciate it. Robbie's on a roll here. He put a little right on that.
He did.
But he's okay.
Inside English. Zip over and, so he didn't come in and collide into the 9. And has to be said, 11-16, it's not a total runaway, is it, anymore?
I'm telling you.
11-16, it doesn't really sound that terrible.
No.
Robbie's breaking.
I think Robbie's feeling a little more comfortable. He's playing aggressive. And hashtag rolls for Robbie
Yeah, and Scott's
coming around.
taking a little lull, and I have to guess that it's got something to do with the way his arm is feeling.
Right.
Because he's been shaking it.
He's missed a few shots that we haven't seen in the past 3 weeks.
Yeah, Robbie plays a good break there. Stop the cue ball.
Right on the 3.
Yeah, and got really unlucky there to be frozen on the 3 ball. Because you have to say that was a good break.
Well, Fred, you know, if there's anything in the world that we like over here at Mad Apple Xstream, is a good match. We haven't seen a good Hill Kings match in a while. Maybe today.
So Robbie played a push there. Can be rest assured that he's not going to get this back because there's too much of an opportunity to play a good safety here.
You know, I was thinking two-way there. Play the safety. Maybe the 9 goes. He was on target.
Yeah, I mean, you want to kind of put that out of your mind, the 9, because you end up not hitting the safety well when you do that.
Overhit it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sometimes, you know, two-way shots are there, and you might as well go for them. Sometimes they're not quite, and you realize that the 2 shots are close to each other, but they're not both there at the same time. You got to pick one. Now there is. I was just going to say there was a 1-9 combination there that he was kicking at, but he did not hit the 1 ball.
Well, with ball in hand, Scott's going to make easy work of the 2-3, 4 on the side. Par to be 5.
He's going to have to go down table and back out. Spin around a couple 2 rails. Just like that.
I got to say, that was an interesting shot. You know, being on the wrong side. Using English to go 2 rails, come back down for the 7. Back in line. 8 ball, 9 in the same pocket.
Man, you're good.
Well, that was pretty obvious. Can't take too much credit. I've been watching Scott play for 4 weeks now.
I've been watching him so long, my arms are starting to hurt.
I don't know about my arms, but something is getting
See,
a little
there
sore.
he is. It does it again. He's trying to shake off the whatever's just not feeling right.
Well, you know, I mean, we've had some of the viewers say that Scott's had some issues, some pains in his shoulder due to most likely the bicep surgery. We have not noticed that in the past 3 weeks.
Just going over to check his own rack. Gives it a glance. It's okay. Wants to control the cue ball to the middle of the table.
So out in Chatland, where's everybody from? I know a lot of you. Wisconsin, Midwest, whatnot.
Makes 2 balls.
If you feel the urge, let us know. If you have any questions for us, too, MH will be happy to answer them all.
So he's definitely got a shot here. Cut the 2 ball in. Got a whole bunch of balls down table to negotiate his way through to get back out. to get himself a clean shot on the 3. 3 ball's fairly close to the pocket, so he doesn't. As long as he doesn't hook himself, he's got a good chance of having a cut shot on the 3.
Yeah, there's an interesting shot.
No,
Used a ton of left. Caroms off the 9.
And the one ball that he hit relocated itself in front of the 3.
Well, this might be just what Robbie ordered.
He wastes no time and gets down and aims that kick shot. Pops it right again. What a beautiful shot that was.
Wow.
We'll be doing a replay on that shot. But no joy for him because he's frozen on the back of the 9 ball.
I'm telling you, man, it's hashtag rolls for Robbie time.
Yeah, he's going to think about this for a bit. Play that replay quick.
Everything switched over. I mean, the first half of the match, Robbie couldn't get a roll. So here we are looking at the instant
And he
replay of the 3.
He gets down and shoots this really quickly. Hardly studied it at all.
Just drills it.
Yeah. We need another kick shot here. This time 2 rails. Straight through the gap. Advantage Robbie.
Robbie with ball in hand. He's rethinking the side. I didn't mind that. Either way, I guess you're still getting the 5 in the side there.
Just eyeballing what angle he wants on this 7 to make this a natural, just roll it in type shot.
Looking pretty good. 2 rails for the 8, or maybe 1.
See, and that's because he picked the right angle in the previous shot. He can just roll that ball in, and it comes out nicely on the 8.
Beautiful.
Yeah, I mean,
it's a little straight.
He's just past the straight line.
You know what, though? Sometimes I would just take the harder shot here on the 9.
No, he's just going to force it and
he went for it.
Spin it with inside English. It's a good shot.
Much easier shot on the 9. Great shot.
Oh, so they're answering your question there.
And that's another one for Robbie.
Matt Thornton, hello to you.
Kakona.
We recovered his pool table.
Thanks, Matt.
CRF Sam is in Knoxville, Tennessee. Joe Bronson in the big town of Fredonia, Wisconsin. And James is in Coldwater, Michigan. So we get viewers from all over, aren't we?
I'll tell you what. We got a lot of viewers from Japan, believe it or not.
Yeah.
Yep, looking at the analytics. They don't seem to
comment.
Yeah, they don't comment a lot, but the analytics don't lie, right? I was actually surprised to see that. Quite a few from Japan.
So we've seen a few of these from Robbie where he's made it what looks like a good break, made balls, and just, is it luck or is it just the way he's breaking seems to always leave him in a position where he has to play a push.
Thank you, Mike. Appreciate the like. Every little bit helps. And if you're over on Facebook, head over to YouTube and subscribe.
So he's played a little push there.
Interesting push.
He's lifted a good old... Pretty sure Scott's going to take this shot on because he's got a lot of options here. He can hit a fair amount of this one ball. And he's already shown us he can play some sophisticated little safety shots with good control. But not this time.
He might be okay, though.
Are you saying that one ball just creeped back? I think he's okay because it doesn't look like it's frozen. Yeah, there's a gap between the 1 and the point, so Robbie's got a clean shot on this. Looks like he can get past the 7. He's jacking up, so maybe he's bending it slightly, or no, he's jumping it.
Yeah.
He is jumping over the edge of the 7. And that was a lovely shot.
Beautiful shot.
Yeah, nice little jump stop.
Got a shot on the 2. Can't complain about that. We got Joe Bronson from Fredonia. Sorry about that. We got James from Coldwater, Michigan. Michael Gaines, Rockford, Illinois. Shirley McKenzie says, 3 more, Scott. Let's go. Andrew Bundy.
So he's setting here for a thin cut on the 3 in the side pocket.
Got the hit.
Yeah, no, he was trying to draw above that ball.
I think he's okay there. What do you think?
I don't think he's okay
No.
there.
Yeah, it's a little tight.
I think he's got to play a safety here.
Robbie's jacked up. Does sneak out, but he's got plenty of defense down there on the other end of the table.
Yeah, nicely for that. The 3 ball was played well. He almost got his tight hook behind the pink 4 there, but not to worry. But so, I mean, of course, not being frozen on that ball does give Scott a better kick here.
More opportunity for sure.
He's going straight at it. Oh no, he's coming 1-0 behind it. And a return safety.
So Andrew Bundy from Appleton, Wisconsin. Hey, if you're from Appleton, you should be at the weekly tournament, Andrew. No excuses. Get your butt down here. Sunday, we have an 8-ball tournament, 1 p.m. Monday, 9-ball, 7 p.m. Friday, 10-ball, 7 p.m. at Mad Apple Burger and Billiard Company, Appleton, Wisconsin. Sam Hicks. The stream is 10 out of 10. Thanks, Sam. Believe it or not, we're both introverts over here. This is tough for us.
That's right.
So that means a lot. Appreciate it, man. Thank you. Scott from Baraboo. Michael Parker. Haven't seen you for a while, Michael. Portage. Tanya says, I love seeing where everyone's from. So do we. We got about, 732 viewers between Facebook and YouTube. We do appreciate it.
He's going 3 rails behind this ball.
That will be ball in hand for Scott. This rack might be a turning point. I mean, I got to say, Robbie's really shortened the gap. 12-17 in a race of 20. I think all the Robbie fans out there would love to see him win a few more. Keep this match close. Scott's going to make short work of this. Stuns out for the 7. Now, what is this? Personal preference? 8 in the side, 8 in the corner.
Yeah, if it was my preference, I definitely would not be shooting it in the side pocket.
The percentage is higher
Well,
when
you
you're going
can-
towards the corner.
Yeah, you can play just a follow shot here and play the 8 into the long corner. Or if you want, you can punch it and actually get on the other side of the 8. There we go. Yeah, that's what he's done.
You know, he hit the 8 a little thick. Has a little angle on the 9, but shouldn't be a problem. Pete Best just says, Hill, Hill. Wouldn't that be something?
It sure would.
Got Roy Skinador on the left side of the screen there. Just slid out of view.
$12-18. Scott is just 2 games away.
Well, Robbie jumps out of his chair, ready to go. 1 to the 2 doesn't look fun.
It always seems tough, doesn't he, when he gets to the table?
You know,
the pulls are very awkward, aren't they?
Yeah, every time. Every time. Some days are like that. But he's grinding. And Tanya says Robbie definitely has the potential to do it. Hey, Scott, from Club 161, Ogdensburg, Wisconsin. Welcome. Appreciate all of you. Thanks for coming out. We do this every Friday.
I know Ogdensburg. It's up by Manor, isn't it?
I'll take your word for that, MH. Patrick Glenn says, awesome match. I would have to agree with you, Patrick. It's nice to see Scott being put under some pressure for once. Jake, I got to agree with you, man. Robbie's the only one that's put pressure on Scott in 4 weeks. I think the other matches were pretty much blowouts. Not always fun to watch, but great pool, nevertheless.
So I wonder if he's thinking, with ball in hand here, and the fact that the 4-ball... Well, if he likes this 4-5 combination, he can just shoot the 2-3 and get on the 4-5 combination, but if not, he could actually get up table when he shoots this 2-ball, and he's choosing an angle to go up table. All right, I was going to say if he got above the 3, he could play the 3-9 combination, but that's not what he played for.
Well, and the 4-5 with a little bit of throw is dead, right?
He likes this combination.
Yeah.
So he's showing you that line right close to the side pocket that he wants to be on. And he's got a little angle on this shot, so I don't think he can just draw right back to where he wants to be. And now...
Yeah, that's the side I'd want to be on because of the throw. I mean, if you hit the 4 soft, it's going to roll the 5 forward, and it's going to widen that angle.
So you're saying draw... across the table and be on the other side. Wow, he's going into these balls.
Wow. Well, that was unexpected.
He just didn't. That is kind of weird, isn't it?
Weird is not the word.
Because he's now only given himself a thin edge of this pink 4 to hit.
It definitely made it a little tougher. Maybe we didn't see the angle, but it definitely looked like the 4-5 went.
It's tough to see a productive safety here or offensive shot going off the edge of this 4.
Yeah, it's a little tricky. I mean, the last thing you want to do is leave a 4-9 combo for Robbie.
Well, that's right. And if you just chip up and try and create distance, that's exactly what you're going to do. And there's no point in that, so that's not a good shot. Perhaps hit it really thin and send the cue ball up and back down. And
I think he's going to kick at the combo.
Kick at the combo.
Yeah, I mean, the combo was there, and maybe it might be better now that the 8 kind of moved things around a little bit. But, yeah, it looks like he's going to the top
Look at
row.
this shot. Well, that was a bad hit.
Really close.
And he's opened them all up.
Giving Robbie ball in hand.
Robbie's going to run to the 8 and play the 8-9 combination.
No other option.
Of course, there's other options. He's got ball in hand. He could bump these out right now. He doesn't have to play the 8-9 if he doesn't want to.
But it's 9 ball. I mean, the 8-9, that's not difficult, I think. Roll in, 6. I mean, as long as you get on the 7.
Oh, yeah.
Right? That's the only tricky ball on the table. You got to get on the 7 so you can leave yourself the 8-9 combo. Thanks, Kenneth. Appreciate it, man. Thanks for hanging out. You know, he really gave that.
Oh, Robbie, what are you doing? No.
That was not
And that puts,
hashtag rolls for
no,
Robbie.
he scratched there. He caught it before it went in, but he was scratching. And that's a real shame. He had that rack under his control.
That was very much unlike Robbie.
And this, folks, has allowed Scott to get on the hill. 12-19 to Scott Cohen.
One more game. Or 8 more games.
Or something in between. 9 ball on the break, which, as we've ascertained, does not count in this particular match.
Which, by the way, the players have agreed upon before the match started. Whether or not the 9 counts in all the pockets, top 4, or none. Looks like they're playing 9 ball with the slop aspect, but with the 10 ball spotting rule.
Unwanted collision on the 8 ball, but it hasn't hurt him too badly. It's just made getting from the 3 to the 4 just a little bit more awkward. One thinks, though, he can just follow forward 2 rails or draw back. But he really likes these cuts in the side pocket.
You know, if they're working for you, come out 2 rails, 6 in the other side. Chris Oleg says, that's all she wrote. Princess says, that's against the rules. Well, rules are meant to be customized.
Are we talking about the 9-ball not counting on the break?
I do believe so. It's like I've seen people play 9-ball with 10-ball rules. This is kind of a mix.
Well, Scott's got 2 balls here left. And he barely manages to avoid scratching in the side pocket, and that's enough for Robbie. Robbie is breaking another rule, which is we don't concede on the stream.
Yeah, go out there and tell him to shoot this. Come on. You're
go.
closer to the door.
Yeah, they put their cues away and everything now.
We'll take a look at him. Robbie's just, I'll tell you, he's saying he can't get a roll. Nothing's working.
Well, there was another fine match, another dominant performance by Scott, who will be back next week. Hopefully his arm is not hurting him too bad.
For week 5.
Because he is playing injured. And Robbie, I think, got further than anyone else.
He did. He did a great job.
We're looking for a good, strong challenger for next week's. But we want to thank everybody else out there for tuning in. Tune in again next week, Friday nights, 7 o'clock, 7:30, right?
7:30 every Friday, and then we have Sunday. We have the King's Court, which this week the Queens are being postponed for a week. We'll see Lacey in a week, and then we'll have the Jesters at 1:30 and the Knights at 4-ish. I want to thank MH Potting Penglaze.
Thank you, Mr. G.
And me,
Guntanis.
Chris G. That's easy. It's been fun, guys. Thanks, everybody, for joining. Head over to YouTube, subscribe. Hope to see you Sunday and next Friday.
There we go.
Thanks, everyone.
Bye.